Ah, sabuya. Dasi. Yes, abutibonge inkosi. What's happening?
Niyaphila.
So, but I'm alive and I'm here.
Hayi nathi siyaphila,
Your
siyaphila.
breathing is so heavy. Yes.
Is it?
Sounds like you have a lot to take off your chest.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, no. As long
Bari
as you're
bari
good, I'm
punya
good.
bari
Yeah.
punya ka PhD. Leroy yena. Wala pisa ya. But what I was gonna
Yes.
say is ukuthi I've been actually following this thing, yase KFC for quite some time now.
Yakumkhalala.
Yeah, it's singayibizi ngegama uyabona. Yakamkhulu. Into le
Yeah.
yakamkhulu. I've been following the story sakamkhulu and for a long time because I had some interest and I just needed to understand what's happening, right? And to be quite honest, I've been also through my research and stuff, I've been looking at their financial statements and stuff and trying to look at their integrated report, right? From an auditor's perspective. Ukuthi, where does the money go? And
Yeah.
if there were any risks of material misstatement in the account yet donations, right? And what I found is ukuthi there's actually it's a big part of their sustainability contributions.
Okay.
Company lekamkhulu lento le ama donations, it's a big part. You know how each and every company has to adopt an SDG. So they've adopted one which speaks to giving back to our communities and making sure ukuthi no one is poor, no one is things like that. You understand? And not only did they donate le mali le yama donations that they get from lama 2 rand lawa, but they also added their own donations on top of that. Yes, social responsibility. Yes, Leroy. Thank you so much. They've also added their donations. I know for a fact, obviously, there's going to be tax benefits for them, but I think mina as Bongosi, I'm happy for corporates to give back to organizations themselves than relying on the government to give back to organizations, right? Because this is what happens in the tax system, right? You are a company, Abut KG, you are a company, you choose not to donate, right? If you choose not to donate, you're going to be taxed on your taxable income, right? They're going to tax you. SARS is going to take the money and allocate the money and take the money to Treasury. Then Treasury, through Finance Ministry, it will allocate her to different things, portfolios, right? Selling things in South Africa. Then, if you choose to donate, then instead of them taxing you, they won't tax you on that money or donating, right? So basically, when unkile that money that should have been taxed, waifa mutu straight. You understand? There's no third party. There's no middleman.
Okay.
There's no middleman. I like that because we've seen a lot of misappropriation of funds with government, where individuals who are supposed to benefit from ama schemes and stuff are not getting the things. ekumele bazithole because the funds are misappropriated, imali iyadliwa. So I think it's better when companies actually donate themselves to these organizations than relying on the government to give the money to the organizations. Because hey, Abut KG, chalete yajiwa. If you look at the no, it's not. If you look at the audit reports from AGSA, you will be shocked on how funds are misappropriated. You will be shocked to learn there are still schools. Even I grew up in Tembisa. I went to a school in Tembisa, right? There are schools, bana basanyakana le ditafula. Every day when you come to class, mele uyofuna isitulo, uyozifunela isitulo, mele uyozifunela i-desk. You understand? When there are funds that are meant for that, you understand, the funds are being misappropriated. So mina as ubongosi, I'm gonna give to the school, directly to the school. I'm gonna buy desks and tables. I'm not gonna give my money to the government to do that, because clearly they are not doing that. I've seen their financial statements as I say company ngamkhulu, and I can safely say, because the financial statements are audited, I can safely say, as per the audit opinion, ulama financial statements lawa, they gave them an unqualified opinion. So then that means the financial statements are free from material misstatements due to fraud and error. So it's a fair representation of what they are showing. There hasn't been, and I think as I'm an auditor, for a company that audits a company for an KFC, when they see there's been something as huge as lentole yama 2 rands, that's a big focus for them as auditors, because they need to know ukuthi le mali iyaphi, kanjani. That's a very risky account that they need to check. And for the first ukuthi they come back and say, akuna mkhwabanisi, I'm happy. I'm happy.
But how come we never, maybe if you do know, how come we never see this manifestation of this account? Like, I don't know, which area are they giving to, or have they chosen for this donations to go to, that we don't see our campaigns, we don't see our banner on the street? I've never seen a social event and it has ama banner kamkhulu lapha.
As with KG, I think people don't see because people don't read.
Okay.
I think people don't see because people don't read. I've got their transparency report here, right? A transparency report that was audited. In Gauteng, 33 organizations benefit from this fund. In Mpumalanga, 6 organizations, Limpopo 5 organizations, Western Cape 21 organizations, Northwest 4 organizations, Free State 6 organizations, KwaZulu-Natal 24 organizations, Eastern Cape 16 organizations, and Northern Cape 1 organization. So people don't see because people don't read. There are many organizations that put out transparency reports. People don't go and read. I don't think KFC doesn't have the responsibility to put it on a TV, to have a 30-minute show at TV. Uguti, hey, I'm a Turandwen, Sawai, Salana, la. They've released the transparency report. Melesi Sifunde. It's your responsibility as umuntu donatile to go and look for that transparency report and read ukuthi thini, and is it audited? Who audited the transparency report, and what was the opinion with transparency reports yakhona? No, Sabs, I'm not audited. I'm not hired by Umkulu, but I love reading, and I don't like conspiracy theories.
Yes.
I like factual things. I like to see things. I need to read. I need to see into eyenzekile, something that has been proven. I can't rely on ekuthenini but uKG wathi yatshontshwa i-2 rand, but asiboni ukuthi yatshontshwa kuphi. Who said? Was there an investigation? Kwayenzakalani after? Ubani obanjiwe? Yayibona into ezinjalo. I need factual evidence.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So then, just to get my answer from what you've said, because it was not direct, then Mkulu gives money to these organizations that benefits. Mkulu does not necessarily do events where we see branding yakhe. Yeah, Mkulu is giving here, and then he gives the company do what they need to do with the funds that is given. That's why perhaps you don't see a lot of branding.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay.
I don't think they just give money to Lama organizations now. I think some of them they do things such as, like, your feeding scheme, because I'm seeing a lot of schools here. There's actually a lot of schools here. They give out in terms of, like, maybe some they do is in a feeding scheme where they donates in Tefana groceries and stuff like that. And I'm seeing a lot of, like, girls' schools here. So I'm assuming what it has to do with things they're sanitary. You know how, like, they will have, like, a pet drive and stuff like that. I think they do things like that. Some they do give them money.
Okay.
But I think some they do as isn't just besides giving them money nje ukuthi nayi imali. Yeah, I think they just do isn't as name, not just one thing.
Okay. No, Kazini, we have been put at ease. Now, Bonginkosi, for us to go and find this information, Prince has asked, where do we find these reports? Maybe if you can direct us now that we can go and make sure, once we learn how to find these things, we can now do our own audits with all of these companies that we would be interested in.
The financial statements of company Kamkulu are available online. It's a I think it's a listed company. They don't hide. It's not a private company, I think. So ama financial statements wabo. So you can just go online and search company Kamkulu's financial statements.
Even that transparency report.
Oh yeah, no. The transparency report is embedded in the financial statements. So it's when financial statements are now published, companies are now publishing something called an integrated report rather than a set of financial statements. So they publish integrated reports which has everything in it.
Okay. No, I fully hear you, and I think also people tend to be intimidated with these documents. When you hear financial report, one thing is accounting and trapper escala, or I've never even seen a balance sheet. So I don't know how to even read financial statements. So maybe that's why also people might necessarily be, don't think twice about going to these things. So, but I hear you. True. Thank you so much.
That's true. But just to close, I would really encourage people to go into even a company kamkhulu, just looking at other companies. Please don't just be intimidated by the fact you've never done accounting before, therefore you won't understand my financial statements. There's something called notes to the financial statements. So when a company publishes financial statements, they put in a note. For each line item, you will find a note. Explain what's going on. You are just not seeing something written, property, plant and equipment, 5 million. But what is this 5 million? They will show you on a note. There's something like this. If I were parrots, will 5 million, like the note explains everything, and note accompanies the financial statements. So yeah, don't just not read
Much
Investan.
appreciated. Yabo, it's just we see that little tiny little information you just gave there. Now people are like, okay, now I can go pull a financial statement and all of these documents because Kunama knows at least I will be guided in that. So thank you so much, sir. You have done your social responsibility for the day. We appreciate you. Sis Noms, I've noted you. I just wanted to answer Prince. Prince, ikhampani kamkhulu ile company ifuna i-2 rand, mawuthenga kuyo. Yeah, ile company kamkhulu. Right, Noms, njani sis Noms?
Riteng ntate le kae?
No ra phela mme.
Awa. Ke a go leboga ntate for waking up and taking your precious time to spend with this family. Though they will never ordering expensive wine and going after men who don't have vision, it is still okay. It is still okay. And the others, I know they will never stop buying alcohol for girls who have no direction, but it's still okay. Modimo ke o mogolo, and we will pray for them. I know they will never stop taking cars that they can't afford just to collect varsity kids who are supposed to be studying. I know they will never stop wearing their work uniform just to show us that they work at Transnet, so we will think they have money and they live on overdraft and overtime. It's still okay. It's still okay. Nabo, I know
Mercy,
that.
mama, mercy.
I know they will never stop wearing those short skirts, whereas they know that they can't hold a conversation because now we work on our body. We no longer invest in our brains. It's okay in that. But what I can say is that I want to ask Mohuntate Bonginkosi. You hear? I want to accent his name.
Yes.
Accordingly. Tate Bonginkosi, does Ntate Mogolo have some sort of corporal social responsibility strategy, or it's just a take and dip here and there? Because my concern would be, okay, tell me if maybe I got it wrong. In all the KFCs that I've visited, I'm talking about KFC Cape Town, KFC Gauteng, KFC Mpumalanga, KFC Limpopo. I've never. No, I'm so sorry. I'm talking about inyama. When I visit his homestead, Ubab, I've never seen the cashier or the waiter smiling when they ask for these 2 rand. Are they being coerced? Are they being intimidated to ask it? They never like you go to ubaba lo on a shop ye fish. When they, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I'm seeing things that are not there. When our people ask for 2 rand, they are not comfortable, because what I do now, I know that you guys will come for me. I know the circumstances I come from, and I recognize the struggle of a black child. What I ask them usually, I went to the one as that bridge Midrand, Lawa out to on the bridges. And when they usually, because I usually pass by there, when they usually ask for it, one thing I ask is, please, when you ask for 2 rand law, can you also give us a cup to tip you? Because my concern is you. Since, well, I've never been invited by Umkulu and his people to say, please come through as a community. Today, siyokwenza umsebenzi othile eThembisa. There's a house that is housing kids that are not that are underprivileged. As a community, come through. It's always, we always sing. In fact, their picture seems the same. No, man. That picture of charity, it seems the same. It's just that today it's black and white. Today, no, the kids are the same. No, I will not allow it. Like, can we see the visibility of the work? We can't be seeing pictures. If now I quote and you say we were in Soshanguve, house of Chireletso, house of what, this is what we did. And then if I go to Soshanguve and no one has seen you, where are the pictures coming? Like, I feel like this is No, I will not agree. No. Ntate, can I see a corporate social responsibility strategy? Since well, Umkhulu has been operating for decades. It can't be that he does a deep and just a throw in there. You must have this strategy in place, and we need to see your partners. I am partnering with this charity, this house, that is this charity, so that we know that these ones are beneficiaries. Because you can't, even small businesses, somebody who has a bakery somewhere, I'm sure that person has got a strategy, and you know that if you go to this school, they have given so and so. Because now you are getting the benefits of the Section 18 certificate. Why does it seem like when you don't want to use any of your money? I know that Utata said he's seen statements and whatnot. No, that one will not even. That one will not even convince me. But that's my thing, because now I feel like I feel like like, and also the thing of making me feel like it's not allowed to tip ama-waiter wakamkhulu, our fellow, a black child who is earning less than 10K but has to stand on her feet for more than 12 hours. And when I always inquire, why are you telling me about 2 rand? How do I tip you? Next thing, a person looks very weird and starts looking around. Hey, Banna, I did not say I want to buy a powder from. I'm saying, what about your tip? Because I'm concerned about you. How are you going to get home? Because I'm sure you don't live in the shop. You don't sleep in the bathroom. You have to have some sort of transport. And what we do is, when you go to the other guy who sells ribs, when we tip them, we know that at least they have transport to go home. At least they are not going to go around hopping into Maseratis and X5s they don't know. They have transportation. Why is Mkulu so focused about the work he's doing in the background? Why? Please start encouraging me to tip those kids who are working there. Like, I'm not convinced in Tatebo Nginkosi. I will not be convinced tomorrow. Can I see a corporate social responsibility strategy that is in place, where we are going to trace your work? We can't be seeing one picture of little. I'm sure those kids are now grown. They are 12 years old. You've been giving us the same picture. You just changes. Today it's black and white. Tomorrow it's in color. Those kids, I'm sure they have babies now. I'm sure they are married. Please stop it. So now we gave you 2 rands and you hosted a big wedding. For 2, I love the couple. I don't have a problem. You hosted a big wedding, and we saw it. Where is your stakeholder engagement? People to tell us to do. Can we see proof? So you can't even afford anything that will show us on your platforms that this is. Ntate, it's okay. I ate their wings yesterday. It's not like I don't eat it, but 2 rand is what they will not get from me. But it's okay. I like the wings, though they don't have enough sauce during month, and it's still okay. It's still okay. Chicken is chicken.
No, but I hear you, Sis Nums. I guess I don't know. My other thing is, we've seen people query, Hore, where is this 2 rand going? But even one, now I've not seen it. Maybe you guys have. At least today on this platform, we have 2 or 3 people who have said, no. I have been part of an event of a beneficiary of this 2 rand. But no one I've seen on the social media, what, so now these companies that are beneficiaries saying, hey, man, I have not seen that, and that has always been my concern, Hore. How is it that when people are speaking about Umkhulu wako and you don't come and stand for Umkhulu, no, but Umkhulu, is actually doing the work, Because sometimes I understand you don't want to blow your own horn, but at least those who benefit, will be the ones who are blowing that horn for you. So, yeah, for me, I understand also where Sis Norms is coming from, Kuti. Are you then saying now everyone must just go and find these financial statements when they have not even opened the financial statements of the institutions they work for. Yabo? So, but in any case, I
What I
would.
like, can you go 1 second? What I like is that, Tina, we are not asking for those complicated statements that have jargon. We are the people on the ground. We are asking for normal and informal activities. Show us your activities. Show us what you are doing on the ground. I am not that educated, but if I see a clip on Instagram or on TikTok where you were doing the work on the ground, I will understand. Do that for your chartered accountants and auditors. They will, and Tina, show us something that will convince us. And those beneficiaries, the problem with him is that Umkulu knows that we will track the beneficiaries and the beneficiaries will deny him. Just like that pictures of Puntu Puntu, who is now 30. I'm sure that those people are now working. Don't try me. I can come for many organizations that I can give proof for, that have given something, and we have proof and trace. Even I was a beneficiary of some of them. I can give proof, I can give testament. But as for Inyama, let's just continue consuming the wings. It's okay. It's okay, honestly. It's okay.
All right, this is no thanks. But Bonginkosi, and then we go to come to you, Bonginkosi.
Ngiyamuzwa usisinomso ukuthi uthini. And I truly understand. I truly understand. I think people need to see more than read. And so people are really just uncomfortable with just reading numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as I've said, in their transparency reports, they just did not say in Gauteng we gave 33 organizations, but they listed the organizations. Then if you really want to find out, I think again, it's your responsibility to inquire from the organization to say, have you really received something from a company? I'm cool. You understand that there's a lot of organizations that I'm looking at now. You can ask those organizations as if you want to know value ukuthi bayayenza na into ekumele bayenze. So you can ask, you can contact all of these organizations and do your own audit on behalf of Ischaba.
So mele ngikhiphe lo 2 land and then mele ngiyokusebenza futhi ukubona ukuthi le 2 land yapi. Can't you just show me?
KG, when I say a list deny, I'm looking at the list. What more can they do? Do you want them to publish a bank statement where it shows the transaction that goes from their account to the organization's account?
Even that we don't want. We see how active they are there on the socials in answering and being funny and all nice. All we're saying is post a couple of pictures, post this and this, just show us, just as you are there, yabo. So now you are asking, because the truth is, Bonginkos, not all of us have the privilege of being AMA-CA, have the privilege of having even gone to school, yabo, of knowing how to search for these things, yabo. So we, and the truth is, looking at the demographic of SA, the amount of people who have the privilege to go to school, the amount of people to even know where these things can be gotten. Yes, we can't excuse ignorance and whatnot, but we also can't move away from the truth. Yaguti, not everyone in terms of numbers, have the ability or even know how to go and find these things. Yet, we see companies showing the responsibilities, Zabo, in terms of the social corporate responsibility, or even just events that we are seeing. Okay, no, sharp. We see kune stadium lapo or kune Sunday soccer that plays there, and kune branding yakamkhulu siyabona ukuthi okay, that's the simplest way we most see these things, yabo. So that is just also what people are saying, and I think this will also benefit more umkhulu in terms of his efforts, so that they can be quite visible and more people will now believe then they can give more to be like, yes, then now I see I did not have to go and consult a statement. Yabo. So that's just the other thing that Sis Nom's point also is coming from.
Yeah,
So yeah.
ngiyamthola about KG. I truly understand. I truly understand. But also my thing is ukuthi, we don't even understand how they donate le mali lena, right? My thing is ukuthi, what if a company kamkhulu is just giving the money to these organizations? They are not doing any social events where they need to be there. What if they're just identifying the organization and speaking to the stakeholders of the organizations and just donating the money to the organization? Do they still need to, how will they show ukuthi, hey, yithi besikhona kulento lena? I understand. I need to get an understanding there, because I'm looking at their CSR reports. Sis Nom said she wants that. It's available. It's available. I said, ukuthi yonke into esiyidingayo, it's actually available. You go to their website, you will find it. It's there. I'm looking at it now. So ngifuna bangitshele indlela zokuthi how can they do this? How do we want to see into abayenzayo besides them publishing a list of companies of organizations that they've sponsored? Because for me, publishing that list gives me comfort as a donator, because I know every time I can go back and contact people from that organization and find out ukuthi kwenzakalani. You understand?
Yes. And you see, that's the thing. As a donator, now you can go and see that. Another donator needs a different way because they can't or they don't know how to go and do that. That's just it. Abuti Steve, come to sir.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
How are you, sir?
Oh, good.
It has been a minute indeed. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. And I hope everyone is well. All right.
Very good.
This is actually an interesting one. I want to share something with you, and on my last point, I just also want to share a little bit of a story, something that happened recently. So, throughout all my years of these things, one, I remember two. Let me just speak of this one time that I remember clearly. I went to the lady, and she didn't ask me for the 2 rand, and I was like, "You're the Kwenoma Tomo who didn't ask me for this." And she laughed. She was like, "Do you really think it goes to? Do you really think it all goes to the kids? You get it?" And we laughed about it. And that was I think about 4 years ago. Yeah, I think that was about 4 years ago. That's the recent memory I can remember. But so I started asking around a little bit, and this is what I found. So Brother Bonginkosi, he is right. They do publish their what statements there. I've never checked it out. I've also heard of it. And we actually have seen them doing something, and it went viral. They were quite present, that's the one that we've seen. But to be honest, there's so many organizations in between these things, and it makes sense why they would also take out some of their money and also add on to that. It's because, to be honest, a huge company like that, there's no way it's going to reveal 100% their financial statement, everything that goes on there. They know that the public wonders and they have questions. So that's just a fun to say, here are the answers. But I 100%, yes, they do donate here and there, but I believe it's just 50 cents of your 2 rand that goes there. And honestly, it's we've been robbed, but also having to think about it, or fine, maybe it's just 50 cents that goes there. It makes us feel guilty. If I don't give that 2 rand at all, then maybe that little kid won't get that 5 rand worth of their streetwise one pap. You get it? Kind of like that. And what Noms is saying, actually, that's a major point. That's a hit there. That's a hit. Yoguti, I'm out here donating, but these guys are not getting tips. They're not allowing us to give them tips. You get it? Like, can I at least have that thing allowed? Even if I have questions about where my student is going, can I at least see where this extra 50 cent that I will put into this cup? At least let me have that comfort of knowing what it's going to help this particular person. You get it? Like there's so much. I don't want to say the word scam, but it is what it is. What Bonginkosi is seeing on those sheets, on those whatever audit, it's what they want him to see. And that's just my opinion. And I'm entitled to it. You understand?
Opinion,
And and speaking of this whole donating thing, let me just share this one thing. Guys, like I've had I think the universe or God was trying to test me or what so forth. So I work for a company that buys and sells cars. So I'm in the buying department, and every day I have to test drive them, whichever car. And then I always pass the same streets where I do my test drive, and I see the same beggars. And it's our foreign neighbors who are mostly on the streets. They always go for these crippled ones and whatever. So now apparently the word in the street is right now Kidula mo Polokwane. And then there's so many of them. They are now almost in every corner. Now they're in competition with the white guys as well who are begging on the street, right? So they see me mostly once in a month. I would give 10 rand, 5 rand. But this one particular day in December, there was some guys as well who are selling amalichi. They buy lychees in boxes, pack them down, and then sell it at 10 rand. So I was heading into that street. I had 10 rand in my hand, and I was like, I'm going to give it to the beggar. But when I stopped there, on the right, it was the beggar. And then on the left, it was the guy who was selling lamalichi. And it was at that moment, I was like, shucks, who do I give? It was in my hand. They could see it. My window was rolled down. Do I give it to this, Babacelayo? And then tomorrow they'll be expecting it, or do I give it to this one who's actually trying to do an exchange, who's trying to hustle? You get it? And I was in the midst of what is these terms whereby it's your conscience now, it's speaking and all that. Yeah, you get it. I was in the midst of it, and I couldn't wait for the traffic lights to turn green. I couldn't.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So, which brings about a question: and here's the word in the street that these guys, the way these neighboring foreigners of ours, and we all know majority of them, actually all of them, I'll put it that way, they don't even have a passport. They are illegal, right? Fine. And I'm not one to say a lot of stuff, but I wouldn't mind helping one out if I know they're here legally. But if it's illegal, I know they're struggling. But I'll do either way, help them out. So the word is, it's a cartel. There are people who take them from wherever, Kohai, they make them jump the river, Skadi Crocodile, and then they put them here, they collect the money, they go, it's a cartel. And that's not a good thing to hear when you want to donate. So to co-align it with this whole thing, Turanta, Dala. We know that these organizations at somewhere they're ripping these people off. It's my 2 bob that's going towards the organization. Fine. But now you can't trust anything.
Okay.
You can't trust anybody. What you see on the social media, what you see on our websites of to where their money goes to, we all know it's probably what they want us to see. So I usually tell them, Mamati 2 rand, I'm like, not today.
Okay.
But I'll give it once in a week or once in a month.
All right then.
That's just my take.
All right. Thank you for the sake of time. Let's start the show.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the conversation and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast host or any affiliated organization. Listener discretion is advised.
Alrighty, beautiful people, we are here this morning. Let's go back to the topic of the day. Today's introductory topic. Today's, early chat in there just went whoop. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Yulai. Much appreciated. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, just a kind reminder, we are in August, it is Women's Month, and as part of our social responsibility, we are here and we want to join in, and at least we try and make sure that beyond this month we still do things for our beautiful women. I wish Obabdin would be here to praise the women, every single, just come and praise them and you can go back to work. But yeah, we are here, and for those who are joining us for the first time, my name is KG. We are indeed Makoya Rundown. We are here Monday to Friday, 20 past 10, and we have wonderful conversation. Today, we just wanted to learn, because this question, always comes in about so that was not the topic for the day. The topic of the day is this, and this is coming from the session we had on Tuesday, where the question was, how would ladies like to be celebrated, and it is there on YouTube, just for you to go onto it and recap, if in case you missed it, and the rest of all the library of episodes that we've had are also there on YouTube that are always fire, so check them out. Same name, Magaya Rundown. You will be able to find it there on YouTube. And yeah, with that, we start the topic of the day. Ladies, come through. Let us know of your thoughts, what you ponder about your role in this modern day society. Because when we spoke about how you would like us to celebrate you, they came, and I think it always comes through this part about the women of then, of whatever generation. And I remember in this particular case, we're talking about the celebration of, or the commemoration of tomorrow's day. To say, Kuti, what were they fighting for, those women, on that particular period of their lives? So now the question is, modern day, what do you as women see your role as, and would like to be seen? Because I believe that those who fought for what they fought for in that time, they wanted for them to be seen in that light, in that period. In this our period, how do you want you to be seen? What do you want to be your role in this modern day society? So please come through and request to be on the panel, and we can start with Usisnos. If yes.
Oh, Tata, thank you. For me, I think I want to live comfortably, because there's a lot of blood that was shed back then. There's a lot of women who fought for us. I don't think Winnie Madikizela Mandela was fighting for Mandela's release only, or was fighting because her husband was on the firing line. I think she had her own struggles as a woman, and she was fighting for us to get freedom. So for me, I don't want to be celebrated as Imbogoto, because I can't be a Imbogoto to anyone. I want to be a marshmallow. I feel it's the time where I don't want to hear any man asking me what I have cooked, because I no longer want to identify as a woman, because once I say woman, they see pots for me. I want to identify as a human being who will also ask people, what are we eating? Who will, like, yes, we can't all get pregnant, but I think I need to be, I think we want to be recognized, because even the duties we have as society, as women in society, they are very extreme for me. They are very extreme for me. When are we going to relax and enjoy the benefits of those who came before us? Because they put up a fight. We still have to, we are asked, what do we bring on the table? Like, am I not the table? Like, must I be a Kilimanjaro for you to see me? Must I be the mountain that you will need to climb? Because that's very ridiculous for me. About what do you bring? Nanje, I want someone to say, how can I develop you as a human being before being a woman, as a human being, so that, because when you walk on this earth, you don't only walk for yourself, but you're leaving a trail of you are living proof. Hence, when we grow up now, some of the things we've done, you'll look back and say, I saw Usis's band doing this, I thought it was how it's done. So for me, Nje, I think the roles of women are not recognized. I see how women are belittled in workplaces, how women must act for them to be recognized. Some women are even compromising themselves because now we want to be recognized. We want to take up space. For me, the biggest significant one was when Zozibini Tunes was shredded. Someone may say I saw things because I'm seeing things, but Zozibini Tunes got into that pageant. She was shredded. I feel like she was always being modified to be some. That girl went in there to represent us. I'm giving you an example. Forget about the struggles, the what's happening on Miss SA. I'm just giving you an example of someone, figure who is there. So you will never be, as a woman, be able to represent other women freely without someone saying, tone it down. Tone it down. So I don't even know the role of modern day society, the role of women in modern day society, because most of it is not true. It's not into the full capacity of what we can achieve. You see a slave queen getting tenders, you think Uguti, she spoke something. No, she's just the face of a company of some sort. You see a woman who claims to have made it. When you check the trail of her activities, you can see that she had to brush a certain beard. So now you can't even look up to the women that are up there because there's nothing to see. There's nothing to see for me, honestly. There are powerhouses that I looked up to. About Tulima Tonsela, there are powerhouses but the level of compromising that happens when, as a woman, you get a certain position to represent us is very shocking for me. You will never hear anyone saying Utatu Ramaphosa had to brush the bums of Memangmang. Never. Because a man can stand by himself and achieve and actually say, though I have compromised this and that, but I can still claim my success as mine. But with women, the struggles are a lot. The struggles are a lot. There are many institutions that are standing today because women have contributed, but still, I think for me, still our role is not clear, because I don't know if we are supposed to contribute in the behind the scenes only, because the ones you see on the forefront, most of them are compromised. Hence, we start believing, do we actually have something to give? Do we have something to bring to the table, as they put it? Because it's quite confusing for me. But the biggest one for me is, I will plead with my sisters, stop capitalizing on our struggles as your sisters. For instance, we need help on the ground. We need you to strengthen us as sisters. But what you do is, you have these events about Tea Party as Costa 1.2. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are trying to help, because it's your friend who live in Midrand who's going to afford that Tea Party 1.2, not a girl who needs a sanitary pads. Who are you? It's like when you get up there, it's only for you and your friends, because I'm not benefiting anything. How am I supposed to afford tea for 1.2? and a very tricky theme of purple what dresses that I can't even afford. It's already expensive to fall into that circle. So my concern is that can we set ourselves straight and stop it ngoba ingathi bakakhulu ke manje with these dubious events. Number two, the last one for me is what we are populating on social media. Like you are killing a lot of dreams for these girls because some of you can't even tell us where your money comes from. You keep telling us useless things. When we look at it, I started by selling eggs. Next thing, hey, how did you get to a Viano now? And then you can't even account because you know how you got there. It is a problem because now me as an ordinary person, I'm starting to think maybe I needed some sort of connection because they never tell us exactly how they got there. So now everything, for me, everything doesn't make sense. All of you, I see you. All of you, nisebenzisa ithanga nje nina. Nisebenzisa ithanga.
Sis Noms.
Because honestly, what are you representing? Role of women in modern day society. Like, it's like you never get it straight. Like some of the struggles, they miraculously disappear. Like, I mean, I can't trust you, all of you. Ni tricky.
Thank you, Sis Noms. Thank you. Unfortunately, I was took away an hour earlier on in the other conversation, so we only have an hour. Let's try and give everyone a chance to come in. All right, Sis Nana, come through, Mama.
Sanibonani.
Hello, Mama. How are you?
Hello, Mama. Ngiyaphila, Sis Noms. Oh, Mama. Hey, Mama. Ngikhala nawe. Wow. Role of women in the modern day society. I think, personally, with all the issues and disheartening behaviors that we are experiencing on a daily, we can, as women, assume a different position. We can assume a different role, whereby we can start by becoming united, number one, where we can become truthful and transparent and loving and nurturing towards each other. That would be my number two. Guningi, because the level of struggles that the world as a whole is facing, it's because gunalaba abati I will not go down that route. I will not stoop so low ukuthi ngibe umuntu obukeka engazathi ngi-successful. If my success doesn't come with peace, then I don't want it, you know. And then kunalaba abavumayo ukuthi impilo zabo zibe in the danger that we are experiencing on a daily, where they have to pressure uboya and all of that, you know. There's a level of lack kuthina njengabantu, remembering futhi ukuthi sibuyaphi, amakhaya esibuya kuwo. And I'm not saying let's excuse the fact that these things are happening, but I'm saying let's consider the fact that these things are there. But ukhuluma ngazo back and forth, it's not going to get us anywhere. Let us come together as females. Let us come together as women. Let us come together as humans and discuss iway forward ukuthi singayiqeda kanjani yonke lento eyenzakalayo, because kubuhlungu ukubona usisi wakho opaste i-makeup because uvale whatever le ayivalile kunamanceba amaningi, and hurt people. So it becomes a ripple effect ukuthi uma mina ngomuntu wesifazane and I'm hurt, ngizofuna ukuthi mawufuna ukufana nami, I would actually even human traffic you ngiyokuthengisela labantu abanginika le mali, you know. So lezo zinto lezo, let's find a way of how to go back to that little wound. Sikwazi ukuthi siphile off, senze lokho okufanele, siphinde sibe ama-leaders azokhona ukubuyela emuva siyofundisa iy'ngane zethu zamantombazane ukuthi intombi iphatha kanjani. Bese sibuye futhi sifundise nalaba akwabafana to say, you know what, you as males, you as the future kings of our upbringing, this is what we prefer things to be done. Because honestly, guys, it's lahlekile. And the more sifuna ukudiscussa ama-gender roles, the more silahleka. The more sifuna ukukhomba nangeminwe, the more silahleka. The more sifuna ukublame ubani wenzeni kuphi, the more silahleka. We are aware of the things that are happening. It is vivid, it is clear. But what do we do ngalezi zinto lezi? So mina, as a woman in this modern society, I would say I would really love to unite and gather with other women who are determined and intentional ngey'mpilo zabo, to say, I know what I had to go through in order for me to be where I am, but azange ngathatha the short route. Kwakubuhlungu, yes, but already sengifunde lokho kungaka. So for the next one coming, they don't have to go through the same struggles as I did. So I'm gonna pull that one ukuthi kungabi nzima kuye the way kwakunzima kimi ngakhona. So I just feel like that's our role. Asithandazeni as a unit. Asihlanganeni nje sibe into eyi-one, sibone ukuthi kungenzakalani. If ever singa-unite for a day and we say sonke no to abuse, no to ukuba umuntu omele abrush uboya before you receive something, no to zonke lezi zinto that we see other women saying yes to. Asiboneni ukuthi ubani ozoba namandla to actually take anything from us. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much, Sis Nano. Much appreciated. Osmakupe.
Dumelang.
Wara.
Yeah. I wish we could fight the temptation to strip each other down for certain points. But I don't want to go too deep into that. One thing that I don't, and I need maybe clarity on, ukuthi kanti mele sibe babi to show that we're not sleeping our way to the top. We work very hard for our money. I know women who work so hard for their money. They are pioneers in their fields and they make a lot of money. Foundation ya L'Oreal or all these expensive ka tšhelete ya gage o reka weave e tsamayang e fitlhe to the ankle ka tšhelete ya gage o reka BMW what wa Vuruzela ka tšhelete ya gage. These are people that I struggled with in varsity that I know for a fact. Then they went on to move on into their fields, go the career fields tabona. My sisters and stuff like that. Can we just not think that when a woman is beautiful, there's a man behind that? Because already it defeats the purpose of this whole conversation. But anyway, me as Kokejo, as Makupe, Peladianape, my role in society, I feel, is to love fully, is to work very hard and to huipatela, like huitebucha, right? I think also there's a special, I don't know if the word special is right. I can't find the right word. But as a single woman, a single Black woman in society, I think we should also relook the role of those women, because sometimes it feels like you are everybody's and nobody's. There are people that feel like because you are single, they are entitled to your time, they are entitled to you, because they have a family and all of these things and. So I think my role as an individual is to also set those boundaries, and because the modern woman is no longer the woman who is married by the age of 20 and has 5 kids by the time she's 35. It has changed. And the sooner we embrace that, the better. And the sooner we are able to live together with that, the better. I remember I was saying on the comments, Jorge, this is such an overwhelming topic because the role of women is not just in society, it's also for individuals. In your family, what does that look like? And there's something that Ausnano said that also rang true, or that rang a certain bell in my head. Hore, we need to unite and be one thing. But before we can unite, we need to hore harbonana. When I see Ausnano, I see myself. When I see Yole, I see myself. Hakibona Ausnoms, Hakibona Sabelo, I see myself. That is the first key to unity. But now we are already the first thing when we meet in a room of women, we are emphasizing our differences. We are trying to strip each other down, and because of our differences, we are trying to find out. No, actually, we don't even give other people the courtesy of finding out. Why are you like this? We just assume that you are like this because, and if you sit down and ask people, that picture that you have of quote unquote slay queens, I hate that word slay queens, because also when it started, it wasn't meant to be what it is now. Slay queen was a compliment. It was about women who slay in their industry, who slay in their lives. But now it became a synonym, or a synonym for being a prostitute or whatever. So we need to go back to that, reclaim ourselves, redefine certain terms, redefine who we are. I think that needs to be our first point. And I wish that my role in doing that could be more apparent or more deliberate in us just redefining ourselves, guys. Because I don't know what's going on here. It's really overwhelming. It's really disheartening. When those 20,000 women marched to wherever they were marched to the union buildings, I don't think they were walking there, but busy, but super. They went there together to do something, like they had a purpose for going where they were going. It wasn't about their differences, but their similarities, because even if we can believe one God, even if we can be from the same family, there will always be differences. Always. We will never be the same person. But the sooner we do away with this thing of stripping each other down, the better. Yo, but the comments, relationship status saga too. I'm single until I'm married. Or when the day I'm married is the day I won't be single.
Noted, Makupe. Much appreciated. Yole. Come through, Mama.
Hi guys. I hope you all are good. I'm good. I feel like this topic is way too deep to be just taken off the top. I feel like before we discuss something like this, like I think we need to dig deeper, because like brushing it off the top, it's going to minimize all that we have done, especially as women. Because when we say a role of women in modern day society, I feel like we first need to go back to what we think it was before this modern day. And what do we mean by modern day? Has the roles changed? Have women changed from what they were doing back then to what they are doing now. Because when we just say in modern day society, what does that modern day look like compared to what it looked like before? So I feel like it's deeper than we might realize.
Go deep, Mama, if you need to.
Yeah, so where I first wanna go is what the first lady that spoke said. There's a quote that I love by Gloria something. I feel bad for not remembering a woman's surname, but it's a quote by Gloria that said, "If women slept their way to the top, there would be more women at the top." So if women could sleep their way to the top, there would be more women at the top. So guys, let's take this thing of thinking that women are sleeping their way to the top, because if they were, we wouldn't be knowing Upatrice Motsipe, we would be knowing her sister. We wouldn't be knowing Uramaphosa, we would be knowing his wife. If women could sleep their way to the top, Melinda Gates will be more richer than Bill Gates. Like, if that thing made sense, it wouldn't be such a surprise to learn that America could possibly have a female president in the next few months. But now everyone is looking at it like it's a surprise, because Kamala Harris would have slept with all those men in Congress. They would have voted for her even before she was made a vice president. She would have been president because she would have slept with all those men in the Congress. So guys, that thing is a lie. That thing is a lie that is conditioned to women to make sure that they never strive to be the best, because society is going to accuse you of sleeping your way to the top. That is why even we have imposter syndrome. We have imposter syndrome as women when we are there sitting at the offices, because we feel like we don't deserve to be here, because we know that the people behind us, they are saying we slept our way there, whereas we know that we worked our ass off to get there. So to go back to the topic of the role of women in modern society, what is not? If we're asking what is the role of women in modern society, what is not?
Can tell us.
Like, no, I'm going there, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm having realizations as well as I'm moving with this conversation, because we are questioning the role of women, and we are not questioning what is not the role of women. What are women not doing? Where are women not reaching? Which shoes women are not filling? We are having a large number of incarcerated men, which means women are being left at home to care for the children. We are having a high number of women-led households, which means women are acting as leaders in those households. So now they are being protectors of those children, the children that have incarcerated fathers. They are being providers of the children that are being left by their fathers, which, because we have 60% household that are being led by women only. So women are protectors, women are providers, women are leaders, leading the children to go to that school. If you go to universities right now and look at the stats are going to show you that in each class there are more women than men. Even if you go to high school right now, you'll see that the most high achieving learners are female children. So they are high achieving, they are leaders, they are protectors, they are providers. Even you as a man, if like maybe your car breaks down in town, or you get robbed in town, which person are you going to find to assist you? Chances are you are likely to approach a woman, especially a woman with children. You are likely to approach a woman with children to ask for help than you are to approach a man standing alone by the corner. Which means women are already protectors of the society. They are even protecting you men. So which role are women not playing? Before we question their role that they are not playing, which role are they not playing? Because right now, it seems like they're playing all the roles. We see women, excuse me, we see women waking up at 4 a.m. to go to work and come back to be providers. So, eyiphi le role le esithi modern day? Which modern day are we talking about? Because even now, when we are blaming women for sleeping their way to the top, it's like when you find a homeless person on the street and you say, I have a banana, but before I give you this banana, you must stand up and dance. And then that person stands up and dance, and you're like, oh, now people are dancing for bananas. If you just gave them the banana, they wouldn't be dancing for it. But now you are villainizing them because they are hungry and you told them to dance before you give them the banana. And now you're like, why are people dancing for bananas these days? Like, people would do anything and everything for bananas. But you are the one who told them to dance for it. And they are hungry, so obviously they would dance because they want it. So blaming women for wanting these opportunities, and when they get there, they are told to lie on the table, and you're like, oh, women would do anything for these jobs. Women would do anything for this money. If you just gave them the job, if you just gave them the job that they are qualified for, they wouldn't be having to bend on their knees for it. They wouldn't be having to lie on the tables for it. Even in the industry, we see this thing happening a lot. Excuse me. Okay, my voice is jealous.
Don't worry,
So,
don't worry.
like,
Catch your breath. Drink a glass of water so that you can still continue, mom.
all right, so we see this a lot in the music industry, in the entertainment industry. We see it happening a lot, where women are being accused of sleeping with certain people, sleeping with producers in order to get the whatever the contract in the music industry. And we don't see the male artists being accused of this. Like, oh, I'll make an example. I think Uyena or Esoma's song. Utira can sign 4, 5 male musicians in a span of a week and make them famous in a span of a week. The moment he signs a female artist, what did that lady do for Umalume? I wonder what Umalume did to her, because why did he sign her? Like, there are plenty other women who sing better than her. Why did he sign her? Why her? Because manje we are already questioning what Yena Zogwen's Utira to sign this woman specifically. Ekben Utira had signed 5 men before her. Usayine amadoda 5 before this lady, but after lamadoda 5, he signs just 1 woman, and already that woman is being accused ukutulale notira. So do you see how hard it is for women to even fulfill these roles that they are already playing? They've been fulfilling these roles for decades and centuries, but manje we are questioning them, and we are still making it hard for them to fulfill these roles. Like, I'll make another example. That is basic. That I think sonke siyayibona. For an example, when you're applying to be a police officer, right? When you're applying to be a police officer, there's a fitness test that is required for you to do. And that fitness test, we know what it requires, some strength that most likely most women do not have. So the chances of qualifying as a woman are lesser than those of a man. But how many times do we see police officers actually running with people on their backs? Like, how many times do our police officers get called on a scene where they would actually need to carry a person on their back? So why is that still the qualifying criteria? That you need to carry a 100 kg on your back and run with it? Why is that still the qualifying criteria? Which means that less and less women are going to qualify for that. Because what we have noted is that to be a police officer, firstly, what you need are good instincts. Why are good instincts not the qualifying criteria? Because women would fit in more. Because we've seen that women most likely have good instincts than men because of mother nature and stuff. You know, you have to be a mother, you have to know when your baby needs to be fed and stuff. Why is that not used as a qualifying criteria when it's mostly what police officers need?
Why is empathy and sympathy not used as one of the qualifiers when we know when you go to the police station, you don't need someone to carry you on their back. You need someone to sit down with you and listen and be like, what happened? When you're going there to report a crime, you need a person to sit down with you and be and have time and be patient and ask you nicely what happened. Tell me a story, cry. I'm gonna hug you, relax. So why is that not the qualifiers? So you see, as much as women are filling these shoes, it's still hard. It's still made hard for them to fill them by us, society. Why are we not changing these qualifiers? Right? So like kuningi, like the roles that we are playing in society, kahle kahle swadlala wonke ama-role kwi-society. Swadlala wonke. Kodwa kunzima ukuthi siwadlale because we are forever being hindered, forever having to jump over hoops ukuthi sidlule kuwona. So yeah, that's that.
All right, take a breath, drink your water, come back again. Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution, Yole. I was given permission by Subs to actually, Subs is the one who added Dean for a specific reason. Dean, I'm sure you've been briefed and informed why you're on the panel. Come to say it's been a while since I've seen you.
I didn't get the memo. I don't know why am I on the panel, but I'm gonna cause havoc. I know that. that I know is my. I'm thinking of buying, and before I even say anything, Sanbonan Mangoni, Zimbalzezwe, Siantanda, Namanje, Sis Norms. It's amazing to hear your voice again. But KG, I'm buying an island. I'm inviting all men to this. We are not needed anymore as men. This is the fact. This is the conclusion that I have come to. It is very weird and very funny at the same time that when we calculate the 10 most richest people, females in the world, 8 of them are based on divorce settlements. This is why we then have a saying like some females will sleep their way to the top. They slept with a good guy, they divorced that good guy, and they became millionaires and billionaires thereafter. But again, I'm not here to fight. We are just throwing out researched information. They didn't work out of it. Within that top 10 list, only Oprah did, and another Italian woman that created what is this thing? Not almost said perfume. She manufactured what? I forget the name, but there's only 8 that received their status on divorce settlements. It's crazy that up until now I've never seen a march for females fighting to become bricklayers or cleaners of the street. The simple thing that makes the society lives as a whole. I'll panic if for some reason my house is broken into and my armed response is all females. I'll really panic me as a person. For a number of reasons. Not because I don't find them powerful enough, but they do not have the muscle capacity on its own. Physically, it would be even wrong to send females to war and allow men to sit down and watch back. There are some things that we should not take emotional. We just should take them on a sense level. The story of the lady that left 74 missed calls, I promise you that was not out of love. It was out of the benefits that are gotten from that man that I can bet my whole entire bank account on. We should not be ignorant to truth. Truth is, as Makupe said, there are some fine working women. I know of individuals that putting the hours and have built a life for themselves and have become independent women, to the word itself, independent. They need no assistance from men apart from the sexual deed, which we all then need each other for. But nowadays they are toys, so people are very creative. We are not there, Sebs. I know that's your industry, but we are not there. My issue is my
Ma'am,
no?
you
Can
brought him
I be
up.
allowed?
my
You
issue
must
is
Can I be allowed?
no, you
Can
can't.
I be allowed?
I'm in my
Dean,
sick bed, Sebs. Allow me.
ngizokwehlisa.
Allow me. I'm in my sick bed,
Ha.
Sebs.
The only reason why I brought you up here, Dean, bengacelanga ukuthi uzosikhosela ihavoc njengoba usuqalile. Bengicelile ukuthi uzoba yimbongi yethu namhlanje. Please, there is uzoba yimbongi yethu. This is the reason why I asked you up. Manje uzokhosela ihavoc and uqala okunye. I'm looking at the comments. No, asiceli ihavoc yakho, Dean. It's your birth month. Please behave. Iba ulo grotman oba with us. Please. Ngicela uspraise bese uyehla, Dean. Ngiyacela. Please.
I will do as I am told, but I'm just saying let's not be delusional, guys. Women run this, men run this world.
But say praise us.
It will
Praise
forever
us.
be. I'm about to do so, Makupe.
But
Allow
say
me.
praise us.
It will forever be run and governed by men. That's the fact.
Ngiyakwehlisa, Dean.
Ngiyaxolisa.
Abelo.
In the month that God find it beautiful to call it Women's Month, on the 8th month, we call it the month of new beginnings, because after 7 we then start again. I hope you'll start new beginnings in your partner's lives. Above that all, I hope you'll start new beginnings in your friends' lives. I hope that Zimbalzezwe nibe isiqale sisha kuno wonke umuntu enihlangana naye, kakhulukazi mina, because I'm born in this month, so I understand maseseni yabo seniya kulo line lo singawazi, but amongst the words said by a very famous writer, if love had a face, it would be the face of a woman. If kindness had a face, it would be the face of a woman. If peace and nurture had a face, it would be the face of a woman. And as men, we seek nothing else to look at apart of a face of a woman. Siyantanda, ngeke siye ukunithanda. Noma ningasasifuni sokuqhubeka sinithanda, it's our job and it's our responsibility as men to make sure that we are honorable in front of you all. Ubuhle sibazi ngani. So Zimbalzezwe, Zimfeziselanga, Ndoni yamanzi, Sikhukhuna isisi. Ukuba phambi kwenu, it's always a pleasure. Sibonge, bantwana bamangweni.
Sabela?
Siyabonga Mageba, siyabonga kakhulu. So ngiyehla ke manje. Dean, honestly, this is not a joke. This is like the only time you are attractive.
Sebs is single, guys. We all know that.
No.
Dean, we know that. Makupe, guys, is also single.
Kagiso, kikupa ufulise Dean.
You brought him, remove him.
I'm just saying, guys, we know the struggles females are going through. Sebs, Makupe.
Sisnaz, come through.
Yes, Tatu Sekgothudi.
I can't hear you, Sisnams. I don't know if it's just me.
Now?
Can you guys hear? Oh, it's because I'm receiving a call. Can you guys hear Sisnams?
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. But then, Tatu Sekgothudi, I know my statement came as a bashing to women. I did not disregard the great work that was done. I think I did make mention of the great work that was done by women, that is still being done by women. But mina into engirongi ngayo on this platform ukhuza behavior that is so visible to all ages of the women we're supposed to be representing. I must say, in my statement, I'm sorry not to quote all the other things, but I did not have time to quote all of them. But mina, my main concern, kwakuyile fanele ngiyikhuze, because now if you count, if I have a 13-year-old teenager who is looking at Instagram and TikTok, I think the representation of women by me, her mother, would not look good. Hence, I'm saying I made example of great women like Uthuli Madonsela, who has led in an organization that was so big. Abomkhwebane, they have led. Abonkosazana Zuma. I did not at any point speak of beauty and quote it, but what I'm saying is that I don't have a problem with a woman who's doing anything in her village. Bamthathi ifoto ngecamera le enkulu eyaka bathini. But my problem is what we are putting out there, which waters down umsebenzi wabantu besifazane. And when we speak on platforms, I don't agree in us speaking about someone not having a choice. Because as I sit right now, I've earned a salary that could have been tripled if I had allowed somebody to touch me in spaces where only the men I see as my person would touch me. I always say, as much as our circumstances are very hard, we always have a choice. Because if I tell you now, I've missed a lot of opportunities. My figure fitted there. My body type fitted there. But it's a pity my conscience could not carry that. But now I am told that I'm bashing women. Mangi kuza behavior that you are all seeing lapha kwa TikTok and Instagram, which our women are, which our young women are consuming. Because today you can't tell me that when I ask you, as Sabelo, I see you are running tenders, and then you can't really trace, because you know that some of the behaviors that you guys are carrying behind the scenes are very wrong. And when we say a role of a woman, of women in modern day society, this is the kind that I am not happy about, because what you are representing as a modern woman is one thing that I can't agree with. Yes, there are great example of women. Trust me, I see them, I recognize them. But also, if we say someone must dance for a banana because they need it, I feel like I am perpetuating a behavior of us having a way out. I'm fine. Let me tell you, there was a point in my life, I woke up one day, I said to my husband, I'm going to test drive the latest Tiguan because I feel Uguti, I'm that girl, because I knew Uguti, there was an opportunity, but because the opportunity, I had to miss an opportunity because I could not do the necessary exercise to get an opportunity. I came back after a month. I went to the spaza shop and said, forget about me. All the things we spoke about, there will be no Tiguan or X3 that will be collecting. Because I could not participate, I could not do it as I should have. And I understand, Sekgothudi, I am all for women. If you see how I advocate for prostitutes who are trying to make it, I try for us to protect them. But I must say that what we have been doing, trust me, it is not right. Because I as I've recognized women who have done great work, but I must also speak on the things that we are putting out there, because young ladies are sorry about that. Because if I want to see an example of a successful woman, I will not go into office by office. Obviously, straight to the internet, I'll find someone somewhere who will be doing great work. But also, when I say, can you represent us better? I'm trying to say, you are trying to build us in a way that is not clear, because what you are trying to build me with has no traces. You can't even speak the truth of how you got there. Because if you can ask me about Winnie Mandela, I can tell you. If you ask me about Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, I can tell you. She went somewhere, became a doctor, came back. I can tell you, trace. ezakankosazana Zuma Dlamini. I can't, but what I'm saying is that ngikhuza lokho because for me it is what will destroy. But anyway, it is okay.
Thank you, Sis Nams. I think from the engagement so far, looking at it from a facilitator's point of view, is that every one of us, or every one of you who have presented something here today, come in from your unique perspectives. And that cannot be wrong in itself. Choosing to touch the same stick at one end, in the middle, 3/4 away, does not mean you're not touching the same stick. And what I would like to, and this is just for the benefit of CCLA, and I'm just pointing you particularly out just because you're one of the people for me that I'm seeing recently in our platform. And maybe just as a reminder to everyone else that this platform is built so that we can have conversations, and none of the conversations by history, at some point you get some people that are offline, but by our history, none of the points that get brought are from an ill intent, are from a desire to destroy. More than anything, some come from the desire to understand. And we also apply grace to those who still need to walk a certain distance of knowledge to appreciate a different perspective. So anytime you hear anything that might tick you, that might, rub you off a particular way, kindly be not quick to oppose, to bash, to whatever the case, or even take it as bashing. Because as just an example, from the clarification that Sis Noms has just made, CCLA did say that, oh, now I get your point. So this is just that, let's give ourselves that benefit of a doubt that no one comes here, and the ones who do, we quickly remove them, but no one comes here to bring negativity, to destroy, or to distort anything, but they are coming from a different perspective. And once you apply that grace, perhaps you may have an opportunity for you to see a different point of view. So that's just what I'm gonna say for now, and I'm gonna allow Sebs to come in, and then we start from the bottom again. We have only until 25 past, where I need to jump off, and yeah, so we can come through. Sis Sabi?
Hi guys, good morning everybody. Oh, good afternoon, Sabrina. Good afternoon. You have missed the entire class.
Sorry.
No, mommy, you're allowed. I just want to pick it up, KG, because I thought I would also stay in the comments, but when Sis Noms also came through, I was like, okay, maybe there might be a misunderstanding, and also listening from a facilitator and from a facilitating point of view, and also from a woman's perspective, these ladies are all agreeing on the same thing. It's just that, like you're saying, the other ones are touching the one end of the stick and the other ones are touching the one end of the stick, because yes, rightfully so, we know women that have worked hard in their lives to be where they are. I mean, we can name a few even on this live right now that we know. Mang really works hard, but also we're not going to be ignorant and naive and act like it doesn't happen, because we see it happening. It's been happening before and it is still happening. And like you are saying, KG, gore, we are the one platform that have these conversations. We're also trying to make a change by having these conversations and also bringing awareness, if I may say, because we can't just speak about good things that happen and not speak about the bad that happens, you know, and not in a way of bashing or anything like that, but also to encourage people, for lack of a better word, you know. We can't just ignore these bad things that happen when, especially, I'm going to name drop and say that the younger generation that comes after us, you know, the 2000s, we see how they have all these luxury things on social media, and with some of them, we know for a fact they did not work for these things. I'm not going to be mentioning any celebrity names, but we know of a current celebrity now who just went through barking abuse. I think the partner beat her up or anything like that. But also, we are going to get up now and say gender-based violence and all of that, but forgetting how she got there. And I'm not saying it's right, you know. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying she deserves it and all of that. But all I'm saying is we are now overlooking how she got there. Sometimes we as women, we put ourselves in situations where at a later stage we want justice for subs, but had subs not made certain decisions from the drawing board, she wouldn't have found herself in that situation. So Lina, I've never seen Ausiole, but this is a very safe space of having conversations, you know, conversations that are happening, and we treat people with kindness and with respect. We literally allow people to say their piece and share their point of view. But bashing is not literally one of the things that we do. Yeah, that was just to pick you up. And Tati KG, don't ask me about women roles in our modern society, because ask me about my role in my house and my family, because the society is of a different, you know. This month was made a woman's month, and we have Women's Day tomorrow because of the women that this country had, you know, Bo Me Mang Mang Bo Matigzela Mandela and all the other heroes. But all I'm saying is those times have changed. If now, I think this is the one thing that we've been having in all their lives, you know. We've been saying that the times have changed. If we are expected to still play the same roles or do the same things that Bomme Winnie Madikizela Mandela did, we are asked to do. Simove Amabrix now was saying he's never seen us going on a march for bricklaying for in. Why must we bricklay? Guys, sicela soft life nathi. Abo mama bethu nabo gogo bethu have worked for us to enjoy this life. Can we be allowed to enjoy the fruits of imijuluko yabo gogo bethu? Thank you very much. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi, Voice 20. Sorry, I just had hot sauce. Hi. Lekai. Batubami. My clan. I hope everybody that is tuned in to Magoyara Down podcast is good today. Get on a brief jaga height tag. I haven't shown you guys my height. It's very funny, but anyway. The role of women in modern day society is a wishy-washy. I'll tell you that for free. The modern woman, what today, is who our grandmothers warned us against. Do not become. We rolled right in. Those poor ladies, they were bokorizing for us, only for us to misuse the role of who we are. The emancipators, the real freedom fighters are us. But in this modern world, unfortunately, we are now fighting back. We are fighting back. We want to be heard. We want to be understood, but we don't hear ourselves or understand ourselves. And that's the difficulty. And none of us want to admit it. We don't. The modern world does not want you to identify, my dear females. It doesn't. It says choose whatever you want and roll with it or flow with it. Right? And that's what we are doing. Sabs, the example that you've made is very heartbreaking because it's the second time. What does that say about us as women, or to us as women? What is it that we are liking, that we are not doing right? But there's a standard, like we said, it's called soft life, that unfortunately has been represented as princess treatment. We forgot morale. The modern world does not stand up for the woman that is for morale. The modern world does not stand for the woman that knows her place but chooses not to be undermined. Unfortunately, the modern world is a mess that we, again, as carriers, are carrying with pride. It's very sad, very, very sad. So yeah, in conclusion, the role of a woman in modern day society is to survive. Re phela ka lesoba. But if we were to rewind, I still repeat what I said. Up until a woman can say, I'm tired, I can't do this anymore. No, I'm not going to be rescuing anyone. I'm rescuing me. For I have said, it is funny how people go through the transition of becoming a healer, yet they can't heal themselves. Very sad. But that is exactly what women do. The heroines, I've looked through history individually. The heroines that got through this had a common goal. I repeat myself like I did on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, was it Tuesday? They had a common goal, they had a common vision. And everybody knew that they were different in their roles. They played it together so that the result was one thing. That was it. And that gave them peace of mind. They wanted to be heard, yet through respect. They knitted the formula together and said, "Hauna flope tlo etsahala." So I hore ke subs o tlabang hodimo. Wa mitse subs is a tough one. No, they didn't have time for that little mumbo jumbo. Everybody knew. They knew what they had to do. And then do you know what they said? After we've done our part, we'll allow the men to continue what they're still doing for our freedom. And if they need us, we'll be there by their side. We'll be the helpers, right? So at the end of the day, I want the concept of imbokoto to fall away. And let the real G's of Womandla, the Wonder Womans, to come up. And when they're tired, they give the cape to the other. They gain strength, and then we keep moving. Give it that solitude.
Right. Thank you so much, Sabrina.
Pleasure.
Much
Can I
appreciated.
ask a question, KG?
As long as it's not directed to me, it's fine.
Guys, that is the only role I'm going to live for and I'm going to die on the hill for. You know, I look forward to the replay of this live. Your face, Papa. Your face. Riake emaganyane Kagiso o mmerekong. That is a role of a woman, if you ask me. Thank you very much.
I thought I was hearing things, friend.
No, darling, you are not. You are not hearing any funny things. Just leave the sounds and look at Ntate Sekgothudi's face, guys. Just his face. Don't listen to anything. Just look at his face. That is a role of a woman. Ngiyabonga.
And I'm doing more blessings, me. So, yeah, yeah, that's me.
So please continue with the show, because what am I supposed to do?
I want to say that, Mama Ria, next time when I come for vanilla chai, I am bringing a notepad with me because no.
Yeah,
I mean, no.
It's about time.
Let me tell you, you know, sometimes they say that, sometimes it's said that you are gifted with things in life, or you are gifted with people in life, but you don't notice the small things that you are gifted. You know, I was out there at the Sekgothudis enjoying sleeping on their couch and drinking their chai vanilla tea when I could have been there for a purpose, and I could have, I could have left your house with something fruitful. I could have left with something tangible, but I was out here busy finishing your chai tea. Next time, I'm coming for a good reason. I'm telling you. Kokecho, you can come through.
Kupsi, hello. Kupsi, how are you?
Hi, sorry guys. I was busy with work.
You're so far from the Makupe.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Sorry, I was busy with work, so I missed a lot of the conversation. But there's something that was in the comments that triggered me to say something, right? I think there's a misconception that women want to be equal to men, and that the fight for they fought for gore banna basadi ba be equal. I think it's not the first time I talk about equality versus equity. That's one. And then two, I believe that go no go lwelwa choice. So if you want to be a bricklayer, you should be able to enter into that industry without go gatelelwa because you're a woman. If you want to be a president, you must be able to be afforded that opportunity and oska gatelelwa because you're a woman. If you want to be a housewife, it must be because you want to be a housewife and it's not a societal pressure or standard or a man's pressure ya gore wena tshwanetse to be housewife. There's nothing wrong with being a woman and o batla softness or o batla go ba housewife. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think we need to understand gore this was about having the choice and the option to be what you want to be. O ska gatelelwa because you are a woman. Because for me, it's disingenuous for us to say that there was a struggle to liberate people only to put them in a new box. Or now that we've taken you out of this box, here's a new box for you. You have to do this. There's no point of liberation. There's no point of liberation. Of course, I know gore o tlo disagree, but there's no point of liberation. Because now we are going to have to now liberate people from this new box. So we will constantly be liberating each other forever. I bereke, guys.
Salengo 3 minutes.
All I'm going to say is that Sekgothudi is enjoying the role of a woman. That is my submission for today. You guys must enjoy the rest of your day and your beautiful long weekend. To all my beautiful women, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are great. I love you very much. We shall see each other on Monday. Thank you so much.
So you're not hosting us tomorrow?
It's a public holiday. You wabereka wena ka musho. Wabereka ka musho, Sabrina.
I'm not anyone listening, so I can't answer that question from the general.
Tomorrow is a public. The only thing we can do is, as women, a group of women that are around each other, we can meet up for some chai tea and marble pudding. Tomorrow there's no Makoya rundown, guys. Please, let's get the abuse. Okay, rakopa. Kabu yuko pobecho.
Perhaps we are grateful that you are taking leave. Mina, my plea is that okay, Mina, my own is that I wish I had more to do, more for my sisters, but unfortunately, I'm just an ordinary person living on peanuts. But the greatest thing you can do as a woman, stop hiding your brother, tag him. We can't have so many single women like this. Are your brothers ghosts? Are your brothers just photos? Stop it, it is wrong. Mina, fortunately for me, my brother cousin has requirements where if you don't drink Black Label, he can't date you because you seem soft. But I tag the ones who drink Black Label. Mina, that's the service you can do for us. I mean, you don't have money to assist or capacity. Stop hiding your brothers, because one day they will pass on and they will go to God and they will be buried 6 feet under. The biggest thing you can do is to keep tagging your brothers. We can't have so many women single. I know that women say, I'm fine alone. You are all lying. You love cuddles, especially like me. You love cuddles. Most of you, nje, like Mina, I can't live without cuddles and hugs. You can switch off kung fu for years. I don't care. I don't participate. But imagine if someone had hidden her brother. I would be single now. Imagine if my husband leaves me now, or I leave him, or whatever happens, and people keep doing what they are doing, hiding your brothers. Like, why?
Stop it, guys. Stop
Why?
it.
Is that your level of selfishness that you are applying on this in this life? The level. Imagine me having 2 sons and I keep hiding them from your nieces. What level of selfishness is that? Nini, you are
Guys,
posting your brother. When we say tag him, you keep giving us laughing emojis. That is the kind of woman you are. You
I
are a
can't take them.
hypocrite. You are a
Sis Noms,
hypocrite.
I can't take them because they don't have social media. Guys, I have
It
handsome,
is
soft,
okay.
gentle brothers. I have soft.
Facilitate a tea event for us. We know that you are like-minded like me. You won't charge us 1.2. You will make Roy Boss, who will come drink with scones. Make him available as if it was a mistake. I don't know if you get it. Make him available as if it was. Plan it along the lines of his leave days. Make him available as if it was a mistake. If he leaves the house, call him and ask him to bring something for somebody. If you need me to faint, tell me that, Noms, when you get there, faint. At 3:30, faint, my brother will be there. Something will be done for you.
You know,
And the one I know will carry you, Sis Nams.
hi,
my
Bon,
God.
that's Sekgothudi.
What the facilitation of a
Sorry.
life?
Guys, I need to bounce off.
Oh my
I
goodness.
need
Guys,
to bounce off.
I have beautiful, soft brothers. This is the one thing I always say, Kuma Kupe. And she's always like, hey, warata kuba rekisa. So I don't speak about them anymore because people saying I rata selling them. But now, when Kagiso, if I could marry my brothers, now I would have been married by now. I would have been someone's wife, building a home and because I would marry my
Hello?
brothers with my eyes closed.
I'm gonna mute myself. You are going to carry this until it closes. I love you all. Otlan send a message to close the thing. No subs. Cheers on.
Yes, guys, Sabrina, I have beautiful, amazing brothers. I've got soft, gentle brothers. I've got brothers that were raised by a Kikaring. Mbokotos, but soft mbokotos. Like, guys, my brothers are caring. If anything happens to me, ask my coupe, I could be stranded 5 hours away or kili drunk kai. The first person I will call is definitely one of my brothers, and they will show up. But my brothers don't have social media, sis Noms. They are all working. They are all working. Like,
as long as they don't mind a very loud, chubby, 1.48 meter tall girl.
that is not a problem as long as you are well mannered. The only thing that matters. Remember, there's nothing we can do about. And I hope someone hears this. Someone hears this. There is nothing we can possibly do with our heights.
Nothing.
Absolutely, totally nothing. You know. So as long as you can carry yourself and you are well mannered, drop numbers. I can't drop numbers on social media.
I'm definitely one of those. Yeah.
Utlabar 1.4 is tall. Why I said we can't do anything about it. As long as Sabrina, as long as was we pata, you are welcome to Kochai, guys.
Do they have kids?
No, not all of them. Most of the single ones don't even have kids. And you guys always say, no, do baby mamas count? they don't have baby mamas because they don't have kids. And I always, on social media, I actually commented on someone's status saying that she had said she never finds like guys that don't have kids. Every guy that she bumps into has kids. And I'm like, it is so funny because when I was single, when I didn't have a child, I kept meeting up guys that had kids. Now I'm praying for guys that have kids, and every guy that comes my way does not have a child. So I get to guys. There are so plenty of guys who don't have kids out there. You guys just have to take your time and search. But guys, my brothers don't have kids. You guys can come to my house, and you'll have a cool sister-in-law like me. Makupe knows. And Makupe is single. Bonkosu guy, is still here. Makupe is very much single, guys. You are allowed to send letters, and can you talk about how gorgeous women with kids are now? I don't know one, unfortunately.
I'm actually scared of dating a man that doesn't have a kid. I feel like having to share myself between being a mother and committing to what we're building, I would deprive him of that. And my other fear that comes with that is his family actually not approving. That's why I would rather go for a man so that the parenting part can be in relation.
Easy, yes.
Because I have an 11-year-old. I also don't see myself shifting. It would have to be God sent candidate into a space of falling pregnant again.
Yeah. On my side, when Sabrina, I'm not gonna say that I'm scared. I think it's just an inferior feeling of not being accepted by the guy's family, just because he doesn't have a child, and when you are coming as a second hand, they label us number one. And for me, yes, that's another point, because I don't think, I'm 32 years of age, and guys, don't come for me. It's a personal thing. I feel hori, I don't want another child, because it means I'm gonna have to have that child in the next coming 5 to 6 years, and by then kitla be kinale 38. It's not gonna work for me. So I think I am just trying to be safe by looking for a guy that has a child, so that he doesn't say ngifuna ukukhulisa isibongo sasekhaya, because he already has. And the third one for me, Sabrina, is, it's not that I don't want to shift things, but now that you have a child, and mine is only 3 years old, I am just like, how do I navigate Mjolo and being a first-time mother? Because as much as she's 3 years old, everything that's still happening now, it's still fairly new for me, So how do I navigate things from Jolo and also being a mother, and do I now start sleeping out? I think with my job, because I travel a lot, it'll make sense. I'll just say to her, "17," but also for me, yeah, I just need to try and navigate all of it, but it's not over like a scary thing.
My boy is 11, right? Dean, sorry, I'm gonna let you speak now. Free
Yeah,
advice.
Dean can come through after you.
I know, right, Bello? Please do take parenting as each year is a milestone. It took me 10 years to realize that while raising a child alone, I was actually also growing in my own space. So it becomes something that's right now what I'm looking for in a relationship. I wouldn't mind raising a beautiful new age mixed family, but it would take a really mature, grounded man who still believes in his stature as a man, and saying, I would like to grow umuzi wami apart from what we are bringing together, right? We would have to make that work before we are extending. Literally, Mina, growing up, I wanted to have 4 kids. Unfortunately, life happened the way that it happened. I'm just scared of being left with another kid. That's my only fear. But if I was to meet a genuine man that, even if the relationship wouldn't work, which I rebuke because I wouldn't want that to happen again, he would be committed to being a father. That would be something beautiful to experience. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to find myself dating. Guys love what they hear and what they see. But I'm literally a girl that does push for us to be building. We need to grow, spadala. We don't need I don't need to know your favorite color. It might change with your mood, for Pete's sake. You grew up liking it as a primary color. I'm interested in what triggers you, what makes you happy, what's your success rate. If there's a downfall in who I was attracted to and he is actually successful for now, if all of that could be taken away from you, would that qualify you to be taken away from me? I want to have those conversations. And then I know I can commit to that man. And then I know that this man deserves every stitch and inch of my attention because I know I'm a lover. I want that man to say, listen, you love me so well, but I want to love you more because this is making sense. This is sweet juice. This is a glass of cognac that I would enjoy out with my friends because mama. I want to experience that kind of love because raising a child alone, having triggers, having been in 2 relationships that didn't work out because of 2 different reasons did require me to grow and be able to identify what I say as a partner. It's just a matter of time. If the universe and the Lord are saying, I am ready, I will allow it. But I don't have time to play.
Yeah, Dean, you can come through, Baba.
Mangona mahle it's ngiyafisa nazi ukuthi ahlezi siyinsizwa sithi asifune kuganwa. We are working our asses off just to try and win your attention over abanye bethu into esiyiphilelayo nje ukuthi sithole umuntu ozosiqambela amanga athi uyasithanda impilo yakhe yonke. But Senzo wena wakwamntungwa ngiyabingelela mntwana enkosi. So lezi zinto enithi niyayifuna siyifuna kakhulu sabantu besilisa because kuthina kunanesithunzi esisitholayo. There's a certain level of istima esisikhavayo mase sinaso. We've seen abantu abafana njengobut KG obut Senzo bayahlonipheka nje. Their presence alone is giving that thing that says indoda eshadile. Asazi ukuthi where exactly where la isigejana khona mara nathi siyafisa ukuthandwa sithande la isithanda khona sithandwe la isithandwa khona. Imsebenzi nje ezivumayo leyo esiyisebenzelayo. Ukuthi where are we getting it wrong? We're not sure if it's in the ways that we move or how we speak or what. But be very gentle with us, gents. And the guys that abafana njengobut Senzo, if they want a third wife, be gentle and understanding. We'll get there. But for now, the aim is just to see fanele nobut KG and have a woman that even nasemsebenzini akhona ukunakekela. Simbonile uplasha from start to finish. Akaplasheli thina, but uplashela lento elokhu imservice eceleni kwakhe. So guide us good how do we find and win over your hearts, and we will guide you also good how do you find and win over our hearts as men, because ngempela a society that is full of singleness, it's not good, it's cold. But a society full of married loving people is much more warm and much more comfortable. So Aboma 1.4 and Aboma 1.5, they said it's tallness. We are here, we are listening, we are taking. No, yeah, so I'm saying Aboma 1.5 or Ponyano 1.4 or Sabs 1.3. We are here, we are taking notes. Just be kind in guiding us, because you'll know, guys, there's no one that vouched for love. There's no one that vouches for being in relationships. Ngaba sinithanda, ngaba sinibongeli kangaka if besingaboni something that makes our lives even better, because we only take Tina to improve ourselves as men. And I'm hoping good you'll understand that in some cases, yes, we might do foolishness, but it's because we do not know better. And when we do know better, we humble ourselves in every way possible. And again, as men, some of us are real fools. Even when you dingle the tissue in front of us, the handkerchief in front of us, we might not know because we don't want to intrude people's spaces. We don't want to be labeled with all these tags and labels that are there right now. Aboma, you womanizer, what. We don't want those things. So let's guide each other in a clean way of saying, hey, ungakhohlwa kunentokazi or kunensizwe kanje ibona imbali. Simisa amaduku guys, umcimbi emihle yakaZulu. Simisa amaduku emzini yabantu kwazi ukuthi a certain someone once came to. And leye ingane guys, one, I'm with you. I don't know, baby mamas, what are you doing these days? Or it's the effect of winter. Mara whatever glow in, glow isayo. Or niyancelisa, I don't know. But carry on doing it. We are watching. We are paying attention.
As asancelisi, abuthi muloko bana 3 years. Sabrina, yours is 11. My goodness. Asancelisi, guys. You know, that is the funniest thing that I have heard. I was having a conversation with a guy, and he was just like, there is something so attractive and so special about a woman when anomntwana. But Tina, I know I'm one of those, like, I am very, very, very cautious with when it comes to dating. I am strictly looking for a guy that is a child because I don't want to find myself in a situation where Jongoba also these days, guys, they are names, they are labels, and we are so quick to throw on names on and labels on things. So I don't want to find myself in a predicament where ngipelezelile as your plus one, kumiswe idugu somewhere, and then you have to introduce me, and then we are now sitting in a circle of friends or family or whatever, and then I so happen to have utimologo on my wallpaper or screensaver, or I get a call and now I need to, because Mina, I could be in the middle of anything. If I get a phone call, I drop everything. But now, this is now me now at a situation with you, dropping everything because of Inganyam. And then now, oh, she has a child. Oh, you know, and then now also you are now coming to my house because someone said, and they said it in a joking way, but I know that they weren't joking, and they said, we are damaged goods because so my rate irate yam no Sabrina versus irate yaga Makupe no yaga Mpunyana, theirs are higher, and makes sense. But all I'm saying is that can be dealt with the elders when we get there, because they know the terms that they use and conditions that they use when they get there. But because of Singabantu la emhlabeni, and we can't be kind to each other, and we are all about competing, and when you don't have a child, you are greater than heaven and earth. So now you must come and call Usap's names because she has a 3-year-old and she's not married, and she, you know, the best term is, I have a bastard child. So we say that we want men with kids because we want to be safe. We want to be comfortable, and we like I said, we don't want to find ourselves in situations or in a predicament where now you feel sacrificed, or I now have to end this beautiful thing that I have with you, but not because it's not working, but because of the people that are around you. Because that's the one thing I always say, I'm not gonna do. Once I don't gel with your people, once I don't gel with your family, Mina, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna be there. I'm very hard-headed and I'm very stubborn as they come, of course, because I'm short. But all I'm saying is, I'm not gonna sit there and take all the insults only in the name of I wanna be with a man. I am sorry, I'm not gonna do that. Senzo, I'm going to skip you a bit because I'm so interested into hearing Umponyana rather. Umponyana, hi baby.
Hello.
How are you?
I am fine, Mama. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Mara, topic ya lona has shifted to glowing mommies who are in relationships. And Mina, I know nothing about that. So Jan.
Say whatever you want to say. If you notice today, we did not even stick to the initial topic that we had for the day. So
I'm sure
you are
that's
allowed to
why I
speak
thought I
about
was
everything.
slow. That's
No,
why
Mama,
I
you are
thought I
not
was
slow, my baby.
slow.
You are
Yo.
not slow. Today we've just been wait ki hamba wena hamba he like it's kuningi ibishiwishi.
Busy. I like the fact that you are so self-aware of the situation that you're in. And I think many women are very delulu, me being one of them. When you have a kid, and I'm not saying women with kids do not deserve to be in relationships with guys that don't have kids, but 9 times out of 10, it works out better if you guys just blend in your. Yeah, this is why we should never focus on the comments because u-Andile no-Dean bayang disturb.
When I speak, I don't look at the comments, just don't look at them.
9 times out of 10, it works out better if a woman with kids aligns or partners up with a man that has kids, because then you both share responsibilities, you both share the same understanding and maturity of the family that you're trying to build, right? So if a man with a baby comes up to me and says, no, Mpo, let's do this, I like you, yada yada yada, all that good stuff, and then I'm going to be very greedy in this relationship that we're going to be in, because he has to spend time with his kids, he has to communicate with the baby's mother, and then now I'm going to be like, but give batla attention, give batla ing. I remember we once had a topic with Mimi right here on Ragoya, and she was talking about how the baby mama would call the baby's father ilibushiu ngwana alwala. And mind you, that weekend the baby's father. Then because now I will not understand why my husband or my boyfriend rather will have to now leave at the AM aya ngwane, and the lady asamwisa spetlela the minute ngwana akula. You understand? So it works out better if people who have like terms, group the like terms and separate the rest. I think it works out better that way. Anyway, I'm just on the panel because I wanted to bless you guys with my beautiful face. I am a gift, like my name says. I just wanted you guys to have a beautiful lady on the panel. Nothing much.
Leroy is not here. I was gonna say Leroy must blow the horn, but he's not here.
Please.
You know what, Popo?
Oh wow.
The
Yeah,
horn disclaimer.
It was going well. It was going very well.
Horn disclaimer.
Udin uyangizonda, it's fine.
Dean imakancane with Dean. Wait when I'm ponyana to barking to add on what you are saying, ne? Like, this thing of that part can be a predicament even for when I have a child and I'm also dating someone that has a child. Guys, women are wicked. Sometimes baby mamas, we will use these little humans as weapons. Because why are you calling the baby daddy before anything? Guys, you guys must meet my baby daddy. Like, that man has the most smoothest life ever. Like, that guy will never tell you whether he gets a call from me or a text. Whenever he gets a text from me, that will be me responding to his text. If Timologo is not well in Ponyana, I will miss work. I will not go to work. We don't want to meet him. I will miss work, Mpunyana. Wake up and go to the doctor. Get to the doctor and get Nana sorted out first. On our way coming back, or when we get home, then I send a text, hey, my dog, by the way, we just came back from the doctor because of A, B, C, and D, but don't stress about it. We are good. This thing of baby mamas using babies as weapons to get to guys, because I can tell you, even when you have a child, if I'm going to be, for instance, I know Dean has a child. If I'm going to be with Udin and every second hour, baby mama wake uyamfonela, that can take a strain on a relationship. But it brings some sort of better understanding, because I'm going to be delulu and naive and be like, okay, let me understand, because I'm also a mother. And the fact that what is one saying? Why do you do that? Do you think it's fair for him to only find out afterwards that he's kid? No, it's not like a life-threatening thing. One, all I'm saying is baby mamas will call you even when umntana phuma amafinyela. Ukuthi yazophuma amafinyela amfinyise umsule ngethisha amafinyela azohamba. All I'm trying to say is I'm saying this based on what Mpunyana was saying. We don't have to be calling our baby daddy every single second. So with certain things, we can play our role, and because if I called you now and said she has flu, I didn't sleep, I was on my ass the whole because angilalang umntwana namahlala nami.
Can I say something to
Mpunyana, you say?
You were
The network is striking.
Yeah. Yes, Sabrina.
I have a different version of that. For me, parenting actually requires both parents to participate, right? Before coming into the picture, we do not know what they agreed on. That if anything happens to the child, I need to know. Now, when there is a partner, it's your partner's responsibility to actually then set boundaries if they are needed. But there was something that's very catchy that I also want women to understand that don't have kids yet but are with people that have kids. This is from me, it's nothing. There was a part where you mentioned that you feel if you do not have a child, you might be selfish. You're not. I feel, Ibile, when you have the opportunity of seeing your partner being a father, right, besides being broody or becoming broody or your eggs having a vibration, right, it also says a lot about his character, about his way of nurturing. Automatically, it provides you with the safety button that you would not have to feel that way. You need to be informed of how co-parenting is happening, because I've seen it. Most of our brothers do not talk about the co-parenting, but they will be quick to talk about the breakup. I don't care. There's no need for us to know break up. We need to know that you do have this person in your life for the rest of your life. They are the primary caregiver of your child. What do you do to support this woman, right? Besides money, because we all know that money is important, obviously, in raising a child. But what do you do? Like, what relationship do you have with your child? I feel as a partner, women with or without a child need to be selfless enough to find the gaps that need to be filled. Yes, I might not know everything, I might not understand, but allow me, because I feel I know you. Allow me to have a word or two to help you be directed. Have a few steps that maybe the environment that you and the baby mama didn't have can be created, because I believe in you that much. I feel a requirement for men to be spoken life unto when it comes to parenting, because they find themselves being controlled. You know what, my baby mama is bitter. Why is she bitter, my guy? What happened? She won't let me see the child. Why would somebody that you made sure could have a child, not happen. I need you to break it down, and let's see how we can rebuild it, because these are very, very tough times, and that's why it hurts to see that women that don't have kids don't want to find themselves in such a cycle. And chances are there sometimes that it's actually a good guy that just never had guidance.
Yeah, you have put it perfectly, like so, Sabrina. Sometimes I'm gonna let you come through. I just want to say to Uwan that I mean with stuff like if Lu, I'm not gonna tell you, like I was saying, I'm not gonna tell you Guti Anglalanga because she had amafinyela and her nose was blocked. I'm gonna go to the doctor and come back and get Panado and influenza and whatever that I'm gonna get, and then let you know. Unless one, it is something that is life threatening that I now need to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the hospital. Now, I'm probably gonna call you on my way to the hospital because it's not like I need you to come and pick me up. I'm gonna call you, go to dog. I'm on my way to the hospital. Meet me there. This and this is happening. She's not well, whatever. But all I'm saying is, I'm going to understand. I am understanding that you are now, as much as you're a father, but you are now one on your own, and you now need to start your life and start building. So yes, I'm going to involve you, but all I'm saying is I'm not going to abuse you and call you Katsuem and tell you Guti Umtana has a blocked nose. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Katsuem uzolala nami la, and then signs and symptoms amafinyela so about too. Hi guys, this isn't no. Sis Nouns, you can come through.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I hope the noise is not disturbing, especially for those who are wearing headphones. But tell me if the noise is coming from school. My thing is, when ASABs, I want people to recognize when the dynamics have changed, because we've got adults out there acting like they don't know that they are no longer in a relationship with those people. For instance, when Sabs meets my husband and then we start doing the co-parenting thing, which I'm a baby mama in that instance, Usabs is now a wife. I must recognize that Sab's house is her house where she lives with her husband and kids. And when my kids go there, it's their father's house, but also paying very good attention to Amaruska Sabs, because I think that's what some of the mistakes we make, not teaching our kids to be respectful to the other one because they did not give birth to them. For me, it becomes very tricky when I say, we can parent together as a collective. Siba, I'm the stepmom, you're the biological mom, and the dad is there. You're no longer sending messages and go to extend, but when you are talking directly to baby daddy, you do those tendencies come forth like a comrade, a scene. So hence, some people miss out an opportunity to parent with very great women, with very great men, because we apply a lot of disrespect in these instances. And also, I'm not going to ignore the fact that there are stepmoms who are doing the most in terms of hurting kids and the significant other. Mina, I think not so long ago, I was sitting and evaluating my marriage, evaluating my life, and I said to my husband, if we part ways, I've decided that I'm going to take your son because his mother has given me peace. Not that I was begging for peace, because I know myself, I can apply a very high level of pettiness. I'm capable, I qualify. But the fact that without me begging for peace, she has collaborated with me into raising this young man. Now he's going to tertiary. And now you took note of my daughter being there, because I do have a daughter who's in her 20s, though I did not give birth to her. Raised her from birth when the mother was still doing things of young people, which is not wrong. But I made sure that she's known because she is what my heart wants. But still, I think never miss the opportunity to parent with a very good person, because there are men who have divorced people who did not cheat, but the drama that went in there, you pay for a vacation, you pay your hard-earned money, and you have to go beg another man to release a child to go to Mauritius with you. Why? Why is life so difficult between human beings? Because if I had a child with a kangaroo, I think it would have been better, because you guys, the pettiness Now I have to beg someone. We are going for vacation because you know the birth certificate of the child has your name. Release the child. Ngizobia bheka nina. My goodness, why would you make, especially when you find a good man, they start acting. Yabona ke lapho, they start coming with theatrics. Or nothing. When he finds a good woman, it's where I come with theatrics. I don't play. I don't play like that. I make sure, especially if I sense Guti, she's got everything covered in her life. I once heard someone saying to a friend of mine, because my friend drives a very big Range Rover. She is from Emakai. She was like, no matter what she has in her bank account, the fact that she is married to the father of my kids, I'm going to have a say. And imagine now someone reducing me to that. I think no matter your achievements, Kasisi, no matter the kindness towards my kids, I'm going to be heard and seen. When you're saying you're going to be heard and seen, you mean you're going to make my life difficult. Every now and then when I'm trying to create a very warm environment between my husband and his kids, whom I love with all my heart. Hence, abanye bantu, I always say, Mina, the mother of my husband's child, I'm not kind to her because I'm trying to find favor with my husband. I can do that all by myself. I don't need to attend to his child. But the fact that how she carries herself, she is not even afraid to forget updating the father and updates me because it is in our system as a family. We are a family. For me, she's not even a baby mama. We are a family. We are a collective. That's why when she presses in number, you will never see her always directing inquiry. Sometimes she'll tell you, I forgot. I thought I was sending it to his father, but you are the right person. Can we proceed? Uzom update. It doesn't matter. Let's move because there's nothing different if I'm this. So that level, you guys can't apply it. And I pray because once I start creating such unfavorable conditions for my kids, okay, I'll attend to you, my baby. For my kids, it's going to be very difficult for me to parent them with that other woman or as a collective. We understand. But because it's us human beings, it is always difficult. Imagine two people almost divorced because Mina, I said, I'm going to make sure you feel me. It doesn't matter ukuthi angisebenzi kahle, angina metric, but the fact that you decided to marry and stay with the father of my kids, you will feel me. Imagine that level of pettiness and it's disrespect for me, in fact, because now I'm going to have to lower myself just to remain where I am. But for me, we can do better because it is very difficult for kids to maneuver around life with us creating all these kinds of unfavorable environments and conditions for them. Oh, okay, baby, I see. You understand? So for me, I have never had a problem with baby mama or baby daddies. My problem is the kind of behavior that we perpetuate, and kids are watching. Once your kids see that you are behaving a certain way, they add to that because that is a child. That is a child, and you are perpetuating certain behaviors, and the child adopts very quickly. Once you start calling lo mama wenu sabe lo sile, even the kids of that woman who has a child with those kids, we buy them diapers if we can, because sometimes it's a problem. She'll call and say, Mashes, there was a problem. I had money for boy for a trip, but I had to also attend to my kids' diapers. So choose either one. It's either you assist me here or, and vele oksalayo, I'm raising your husband's child. I should be assisted. Instead of looking after my kids and dumping the child with you, I chose to do something for him. Please cover me. I do that. Because anyway, she stays full-time with that child. She does everything. She attends to everything. So, my problem is that it becomes very difficult. Hence, other women can't deal with men who have kids because the drama that unfolds, you have to have some sort of certificate from after, because now you need to know how to act. And if you are like me, I don't know if you, Isoba West, you need to be an actress So, hey, I'm yet to see peaceful people who want to parent peacefully with others, because me, on my end, I've been blessed. I don't want to lie. I've been blessed. I've been blessed beyond usisi. It's a pity I can't ngengikhona nokumtholela indoda on this platform. Ngimbusise ngayo, ngimtshela ukuthi sisi, you are the most peaceful person, and luckily for you, if you are not peaceful, you are going to see theatrics, because nami I know how to do them. But
But Senzo, do you want to submit something before we let you go, Baba?
Thank you, Sabs. Thank you, Sabs. Sanibonani, Zingelosi. Ebengizokusho nje kuncane. Just a reminder ukuthi nihlale nazo ukuthi nina niyizingelosi ezimpilweni zethu. Abantu besifazane nize nazo ukuthi nithokozisa iy'nhliziyo zey'ntandane. Ningamagumbi okukhosela uma siseyinsizini. Ubuhle benu bubonakala ngokujula kothando lwenu. Ubuhle benu abuqhathaniswa nalutho emhlabeni. Nina zihlathi ezibushelelezi ezishelela kungathi niyindoni zobisi. Ubuhle benu kungubuhle besizwe. Ngicela ukuthi nihlale nazi ukuthi niyathandwa, siyanithanda. Umhlaba wonke ngeke uze ube utho ngaphandle kwenu. Nize nazi ukuthi niyohlezi niqhakaza nizimbali eziqhakazayo, ngoba umhlaba uyisiqu lapho nina enihluma khona. Niyiqiniso lemvelo, omama besizwe abaphethe uthando nemfudumalo. Ngicela ukuthi ningakukhohlwa lokho, njengoba kuyile nyanga yabantu besifazane, kuyinyanga yenu. Nihlale nazi ukuthi nisekujuleni kwey'nhliziyo zethu. Lapho esithola khona uthando kunina, lapho thina sibone ngazuthi sesizizwa sengathi sipiteketeke, siyosondela sigoqe ngamadolo siza kunina, sizocela ukuthi mama, engazuthi ngilimele ngapha, ngicela ukuthi ungibhandishe. Futhi ngiyazi ukuthi nizibhandisha singacelanga ngisho nokucela. Siyabonga.
Abakwazi ukulilizela sicela abalilizele. Sis Noms, I trust you.
I conflate, you know.
I can't lilizela. You see. This is exactly what we're talking about. Putsenzo, oh my goodness, thank you so super much. Siyabonga. We feel so special. Siyabonga. Even though sometimes you feel like I'm just looking at the conversation Sis Nano and Sabrina now, and I'm just like, but we go through so much as women. So once in a while, we want to hear stuff like this, you know. Thank you so much. Siyabonga Puti. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a good long weekend. You must stay safe.
Siyathokoza. Have a lovely lady. Have a lovely weekend.
Siyabonga kakhulu Putsenzo. Sis Noms is blessed, guys. Sis Noms, you are blessed. I don't know if it's because of when Anubaba senishadile, and that is why this woman respect you. Because like you are saying, a person will say, angeke azabe nephisi or ayimusakamshadanga nayo uyi girlfriend, you know. Guys, you know now the whole thing of me and no baby daddy of co-parenting, like it is so sad. It's for now it is so beautiful, it is so peaceful, but it's because hakuna the third parties. And I wonder every single time I wonder kuzobanjani wants kuba ne third party, more so on his side, because at the end of the month he does whatever that he needs to do. He will take Umtana for the weekend and buy the stuff that he needs to buy on his end. So we share stuff financially and even like buying like your lunch packs and stuff. So everything is, guys, everything is so peaceful to a point where, you know, when people look at us, people will say, you guys lie. You guys are sure you're not dating. You guys are not together. Guys are not getting it down somewhere, somehow. And I'm always like, no, but it's because of the peace in us. It's because of the way we work together. But also, this was not an overnight thing. It took sweat and tears and waiting. Yeah, it took a lot for us to be here, but I'm just going to brace this time because like it took me a lot to get here. So now, because there hasn't been a full-time person from his side and a full-time person on my side, I wonder, Hori, when he gets a partner, how is it going to be? I don't think one is still here, but one made a comment and said that now once baby mama gets married, he takes his child, and I am just like, that battle is an epic fail. He's not gonna win that battle even in court, because number one, the court is and they will ask him, okay, on what grounds, what are your reasons for saying that ufunhlala nomntwana? It needs to be on a point where he says, maybe I drink a lot, or maybe where I stay is not a safe space for ngwana, or whatever, But if he doesn't have anything like that, but that's what I'm saying. On what grounds, Ntlantla? Please, guys, listen to me. You guys, we need to listen. On what grounds? Why, if the court grants you Baraking, what do they call it, guys? Come.
Custody.
If the court grants you the
custody,
the full custody on the child, sisinano kusuke based on something, umama akasebenzi or environment akahlala kuyo or umama uyaphuza, it's based on something. Yabo, the way I'm living comfortably now, I am so comfortable, it's not even funny. Like, court cannot come now and say my baby daddy can have full custody of my child, because based on what? I have full custody. I mean, I have even full, but I have full capacity of being with my child even now, better than he does, because some weekends he works. I never work on weekends. It's only Mondays to Friday and then done. All my time is dedicated to my child. He still has to drive his mother somewhere or drive his sister somewhere. He drives the whole family everywhere, and it's literally just me and my child. You see, if the child chooses, like I said, on my case, Umtanam is 3 years old, and I just say this, I am so blessed that she's 3 years old and she cannot choose. And I think even if you had to ask my child now, she will tell you, my child will not leave Usabelo for anything. Like, I am my child's biggest world. Mponyana knows this, Hori. When my child sees me, she sees her entire world. So for now, I am still safe. And when I was saying, Uguti, you find what Usisnoms was saying, Uguti, yeah, and the baby mama, the co-parenting is so beautiful. She will be calling Usisnoms to ask for stuff. Hashem, she's blessed, because Tina, we will be calling for small things, like I said, or. And you know what? I pray that I'm not that baby mama. I wanted to say to Umponyana and everybody else who doesn't have a child, run away from guys that have kids, guys. Run and don't look back. Baleka, ungajongemva. Because mina, I told myself that I was not gonna do that to myself, and this is why I found a guy that didn't have a child, because I was just like, I'm not gonna do that to myself. And because I did not want umfana unomntwana, because of the same reasons, I'm not gonna be that baby mama. That's a vow that I made to myself, Sabrina, that I'm not gonna be that baby mama. Hence, you see me saying, I will only send him a text to say we are from the doctor, but she's good. I don't text my baby daddy 24/7. This morning he sent me a text and said, oh no, that was last night, where he said, yo, Joe, you're so quiet. What's up? What's happening? And then this morning, because also we change ama barking. So if Utim was with me this weekend, next weekend is him, kanjalo. So this weekend is his, and he normally fetches her on a Friday. So I'm expecting him to come tomorrow, and he's like, no, he's going to treat today as a Friday, so he's gonna come today. But last night he was just like, you're so quiet. What's happening? I never call or text that guy, guys. I don't, like, because I'm just like, why? Unless mtana kuyafe, yes, I'll call you. But if I got You're not gonna get a call or a text from me, and that's just me. Sis Nano, you can come through, Mama.
Yeah, ngihlekisa le ndaba ngivele ngithi mina umfonela ufunani? Like busy naye for what? The thing is, yabona abantu ne, especially like yabona njengoNhlanhla, uNhlanhla ufuna ukusitshela ngelaw nangekhoti nangokuthi nokuthi. Mina, for instance, I've been falling and waking up and being tripped again. Bayangitripa abafana, lalela. And then ngiyavuka ngiyazithintitha, I am doing what I can with what I have, right? Kukho konke kunabantu man guys ababa ne-amnesia, and I mean I'm not the one to be reminding you ama-duties wakho. Regardless ukuthi umntanami uyazikhulumela or not, like anginasikhathi somuntu okwazi ukukhohlwa. Like you are capable of actioning, bringing a whole full human being into the world, bese uyakhohlwa wena ukuthi unengane, ubani umele akumbuze. And then thina masine capacity yokuthi senzele iy'ngane zethu whatever necessary thing that needs to be done at the time, simele si-consulte njani. So mina, all I was saying now Sabrina ukuthi, because I'm not bothering anyone, because I'm not calling anyone, I'm not a nuisance, right? Mase nami ngithole sami isithandwa, can I not be called? Because I'm not just a single parent whereby there's a co-parenting factor happening. I'm a single parent as in niwanivuyo neingane zami. Kwa ingane zami, they are single children, you know? So, I'm so excited for the day because in the Balindele, they do not know what's not even the law is going to try convincing what's wrong. Not even the conversation about Idozi is going to tell me what's wrong, because people have the amnesia so much that at the end of the day, Mesebebuya wanting to make Amaron's wabo right, Meseba decided matured and whatever they want to say. They even put idlozi kancane there, they throw spice. But yeah, umama uyangihlukumeza uthi ngilanda ingane eyakaba. Umama akho wayebheke kuphi all the time when I was suffering with the child until the child became 10 years. So now that the child is 10 and the child can speak for themselves, when ngithatha manje ngibise emakhoti, amanephi nakho konke lokhu ngangimele ngikwenze ukondla lengane izibe ngaka, wena uzobuya manje guys amnesia yenu mayinhlalisele ngizoba usisi noms nami manje. Mina ngifune stress, angifune stress, ngihubile ene ngahuba ngazibhandisha ngaphola ngiright manje. Angifune nonsense, angifune yabona guys, mina I don't refer to myself as a baby mama because I don't have the drama. So I'm not a baby mama. I don't want a baby daddy. Okay. Meaning ngane zami azinabo nje abobaba. Ngayizala ngedwa le ngane. Ngiyayikhulisa nje ngedwa le ngane. So i-amnesia mayiqhubekeke. Thina sikhumbulile ukuthi singomama. So qhubeka sibambe the way sibambe ngakhona till the one that comes to father my children comes. Amen. Otherwise, it's right. I don't have to remind you anything. I don't report to you. You are not my father. And because it's okay. It's okay. Mina angifostani. Futhi angihlekisa nje le ndaba ukuthi kunabantu besifazane abafonela umntana methimula. Ufunani girl? Uthanda attention.
Bayafona. Umntana athi amafinyela umbuza why ungamfinyisi, mfinyisa amafinyela azosuka. Bayafona sisinano. Yo.
Idrama nje. Idrama indaba yokuthi you guys want to make each other's life a misery. Mina, the reason I don't call people is because I don't want people to be calling me. Angifune drama in my life yami.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm not dismissing. I'm not. One thing that, one can say it easily that it has been a fear because of such. I've heard about them in my own context. It's a It's a matter of when you are breaking up with someone and they also just automatically break up with their child. For what good reason, only God knows. But when it comes to e-custody, ladies, subs, you don't have custody over the child. You have a good relationship with the father. You're both raising that child. I've had cases that were identified at some point, right? Whereby a mother gave in. She said, I don't think I'm fit to be a mother. I'm giving you my children. Without the consideration of who are you giving the children to with their father. A child's environment is a very, very sensitive environment. I kind of understand what Ntlantla is coming from, because there's people that also raise their like, guys, being a mother is hard. You have to make those hard iron lady. Sorry, hold on to this because I can also feel it. You have to make the iron lady decisions at the end of the day for the sake of one. That's why I'm saying that the sad part about parenting is when you realize that you're also growing when your child is growing, because you didn't expect any of the things that are happening, right? And they don't see it. Ntlantla, I'm saying it is hard. Please hear this part out. Being a mother is hard. That 9 months is a bond on its own. You've never known what to do after you give birth. Each year is a milestone. That's why I'm saying that from that first birthday to the second to whatever, it should be identified as a milestone, because to both you and your child, because you are changing. Every year that you have spent with your child, you've discovered something new about you, but the reality is that we don't pay attention to that. We have made being a mother just a responsibility. Our families have made us feel that now you're a mother, you must just be responsible. Nobody checks on you. Where do you stand as a mother? Are you satisfied with what you're providing for your child? Nobody asks you that question. It's just an expectation. You are expected to do right, but there's no manual. It's the same as what you said with the co-parenting subs. It had to have taken tears or what. You know what's the hardest part about that? I once loved this person. We have brought a life to this earth, but it seems we do not love each other the way that we did. Having to readjust to that is hard. It is very hard. And you have women, they take it out on their children. Psychologically, when you analyze it, I'm not saying they're right, it makes sense. These people are frustrated. They don't have support structures. They don't have anyone to talk to. Instead of the gift that the children are. That's what I'm saying. Parenting is hard on its own, regardless of the circumstances. But being a mother is something else. It's like you're opening a cave. There's so much darkness, but each movement that you have, you can say, this is the entrance. I'll create a door so that when I go back, I might just find a way back. And I wanted to actually talk about that. Were you ever ready to being a mother? How far are you on your journey? How far are you? Or did you just accept and we are just moving? Anyway, that is the notion and mindset that is being carried out here. Anyway, no, they need love. They need morality. They cannot be subjected to how you were raised. You need to figure it out. That is hard on its own. And you get people that literally do have traumas, and they let in their children go through the same traumas. And that's where we identify what we call generational curses. And we thinking generational curses is only bad omens. No, even the morality card is one of those. And having to be a mom and stand up and saying, I didn't like 1, 2, 3 about how I was raised. So I do not want my children to experience the same. Is you breaking those chains. And exactly, Nano. And the sad part is when that person does not want to even be involved. You can't identify. Now it's a demonic behavior, by the way. So the importance of respect between a mother and a father is important for a child to grow. Of course, as they grow, they start identifying favoritism. By the way, I prefer being around dad. That does not qualify you for custody. We can make it work. We just need to talk about it, right? Because I've had this child anyway most of our lives, and I have seen you've created a good space, like Bobosi's norms. The baby mama being able to trust her. It took her trusting the father and the child's response to the environment for that relationship to be established. So we can't also cut out a baby mamas. We need to understand, but the only way to understand is through that man. We have no right to be calling you, hey babes, I know you're the mother of my man's child. You know, I was thinking, oh no, child, calm down. Calm down. So you then mind your own business based on limitations that were granted to you. You can't be calling, hey, I'm a finyela, no, but you can call saying, I'm a finyela, out of control. But not many people have access to medical aid. Not many people have access to medical facilities. They need to go to public areas. I would suggest that you call that baby daddy, have him support you, untuloko lining ew, mwana finyela achagets, drinking machewu in that line, spending the whole day. No, that deserves the father to be there. But if we have access to facilities and privileges, oh yeah, but if I know that you are one person whose job requires you not to be on your phone, why would I be calling you? Why? Your phone, what on earth? No, it's not necessary. I will make sure as the primary caregiver that is aware of the situation that I've texted you. It's up to you when you respond. I'll keep you updated. Sharp. But the motion, I need to keep it moving. I will do that. And then you then slide in and say, yo, how are you guys? Now we good. They give her an injection, whatnot. I'll pull through today. He might be in Mapuma longer. I'll pull through on Friday. Allow people space. Focus. Being a primary caregiver needs you to also have time out. How less stress they get miracle, it affects the child. They start nagging, and you're saying the child is nagging. The child can absorb your energy. By the way, child knows. Mommy usually walks in, got voice, my baby. Now when she's not depressed, hi everybody. Of course that child knows. Then man, Gago express sofa. No. Gago orange juice. Gago sparkling water. This lady is up to something or something is wrong. Children sense it, by the way. They do. And it bores them. Now they must be your shrink. Remind you you're important. Snap out of it. That's why I'm saying it's important for us to take breaks, guys. We carry a lot. That cape, it needs to be watched. But Rona, we literally, cape was burned. There we are, needle thread and all, fixing. That's us, naturally. It needs to stop. Sometimes you need to replace the cape or maybe get a new color because you are who you are in your role, by the way. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody can take away the fact that you are a mother, the fact that you are a woman. You know, and I also wanted us to talk about the insensitive part of women that don't have kids, that don't even know the possibility of having children yet they are amazing mommy bears. Amazing.
I thought you were gonna say something at the end of your statement. You know now what I want us to speak about. I want us one day, but I know they're not ready for that conversation. I want us to one day speak about the women that bash both Sabrina and Bonano and both Sabs for having kids, but yet they don't even know if they can conceive or not.
Sabziwe, the conversations we are meant to have, they
That
forever
one-
not ready for them. So
that
let's
one
have
they are
that
not ready for.
conversation.
You know, hey, Sabrina, you are taking me out of this now because I wanted to say something based on what you were saying. You wanna lay for me, it hits home because number one, you see me having a child, you don't even know how I got the child. Number one, let's start there. You don't know how, what happened. It could have been rape, it could have been circumstances, it could have been usabs who literally prayed for a child. Because I prayed for a child, and I remember even in my 20s, I used to say, if ga ke na ngwana by the age of 30, don't bother giving me a child afterwards. And I had my child at 30. And I used to pray. I remember after I had the car accident and they told me, "Kore, my womb moved. I might not be able to conceive." I knelt down, I cried, and I fought Linda Temdim. And I said, "Buddy, you can't do that to me." We spoke about this. You can't everything. Take linyalo, for heaven's sake, but you can't do that to me. So you are out here bashing Batswana Lingbana. You don't even know how they even got there. But the biggest thing, you don't even know if you can bear children. That discussion they are not ready for. That discussion they are not ready for. And like my thing is, why are we being bashed for having kids? Because it's not like we're not all having sex. The only thing is I left evidence, which is Timologo, but there's nothing that you're doing that I'm not doing, or there's nothing that I'm doing that you're not doing.
My angel, that is a conversation that society is not ready to have.
They're not ready to have it.
And we can't use the word on its own. There's people that were once young also made mistakes, but they got themselves better lives, can't conceive, and they literally bash us. Now remember, I prayed to God the right things about myself. I just did not include my partner. I said to God, when I start my first job, because I wanted 4 kids. Age 23, I had rabbit. But you must understand something. He decides. We plan. No. He will decide. There's a reason that even the 10 that is on these points, 10 years later, I'm finding myself, I am more aggressive. I can relate to love. I am ready for certain things that I feel if I had to do on my own, I would have lost, and I may have lost myself. Many people don't get that concept. Society literally lives on a glass household. It's something that I've had to round up. Not in my community. I'm known to being well-spoken, educated, but I have nothing. But nobody knows what I had to lose in order for me to be where I am right now. They don't even know when I had to start over. They only seeing failure, by the way, on a consistent bandwagon. They don't know the breakup knowing that I'm a social person, I'm an extrovert, and I have a child with an introvert, right? But I grew into becoming an ambivert because I realized that the streets can destroy you, even though you may have assumed when you were young, you were for them, you can handle them. Yet you grow up and you realize the importance of keeping to yourself and only going out to the streets when they are calling, and that call is valid. You can have a conversation with the streets, right? But you don't need to be there, but you can have a word or two. I had to maneuver, I had to find my worth, guys. I'm a creative naturally, and yet I'm in the financial industry. I had to steer my characteristics, rope me in and say, but you're capable of this. Use it for what circumstances have put you at right now. Nobody knows the difficulty of suppressing your goals for the mere fact that you have to be a mother or a wife, being a woman, the suppression of what we go through, the depression, the appreciation. People don't know those journeys. They just see you. They don't know when you go to the hair salon to get the hair done, the nails, the eyelashes for those that even. It's all about making sure that I feel good within the storm. I feel good. I am prepared for whatever that is coming, and I'm saying it has to be good. People don't know that we do that. And women, the worst part, women, we literally porquis, probably on a 97% scale, where the 3% would be a difference of what we go through. Guys, we know and understand period pains that are painful. That time of the month, the PMSing, we know why you would go on contraceptives, so that is actually thinned for you. And then that affects you in not having kids, and people have the audacity of pointing fingers at you. They don't even know why you got there.
But that's a conversation they're not ready to have.
They will
Like,
never have it.
you know some things. It's and Makupe loves saying this, that people will be living in glass houses, but they'll be throwing stones. Because why are you bashing me for having a child? Are you going to help me raise this child, or clothe this child, or feed this child? Or you're not going to help me in any way. So why does it bother you that I took my body and a kalokumita is seen that you have nothing to do with? Why does it bother you? You know?
They won't answer you. People live on perception without knowledge. It irritates me, but God taught me patience. I was on a live this morning and I got complimented of how patient. You know, when B reprimanded how patient I am, how I enjoy having to being in spaces where if we are not on the same page, at least you can read the title of the page halfway through. You can decide that you're not interested in what's coming after. She said, I don't know why you have such patience. I said, the funny thing is, only when I turned 30, I understood why God made us different, yet we are the same. It's a pun and it's intended. We are all meant to, because some people don't have it, we are all meant to have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 hands, but there are people that are literally celebrating life without having legs. They're not walking like you are, but they have embraced, they have accepted who they are. One of the struggles that we as women is also that, Sabs is dating a man that gives her 50K. Sis Nom said this, while Nano is a successful businesswoman who's at peace with her kids. I'm just Sabrina. I don't know what's going on. We speak so ill to ourselves and to our existence, right? That our lives become sad. We get consumed with the anxiety of what's next. What will they be saying? Next. We are always just so prepared to take jabs. That's why I'm emphasizing, guys, this month, let the theme be kind to yourself and see what you're capable of doing. Find anything, pieces of writing, Google it. How can I be kind to myself? See what suits you, see what you can do. Look within, guys. It's time we get rid. It's not easy. Nothing comes easy in this life. We know. Get rid of traumas. Find a solution to the strength that made you get through them, because they didn't break you. That's your reality. Be kind to yourself. Spoil yourself. Buy that chomp. If the PS is expensive at that moment, that chomp, that Easter egg, go shop right. Buy it. Indulge. Alone. Nobody has to see the wrapper or what. Wipe your... Go to McDonald's. Have that strawberry sundae. Go to Steers. Have that. Indulge in spoiling yourself. Cheat on your reality. I want to see how you feel after that. Cheat on your reality. Cheat on your struggles. Don't care about something as long as it doesn't have consequences that have a ripple effect. Hear me out. Hear me carefully. Hear me out. Hear me carefully. When you make all these decisions, it must not have a ripple effect. It must have an effect on you. Know that you can afford, if you've missed, what can I say, that doctor's appointment because you decided to go out for ice cream and you're going to have it next week. Make sure that it's not a prescription that you need that is empty. Make sure it's not a pain that you can't handle, right? Take care of yourself. If it is a what? I'm trying to figure out in my space, right? If it is a social event that you have to attend and you promise that you're going to attend it, right? But you just don't feel like it. You want to be alone. Be alone. Indulge in that slice of cake. Have that chai. Have that coffee. Have that oros. Have that wine. I don't care what it is. Don't go out there. Be home. If it was a DSTV bill you didn't pay and you decided you're going to get yourself an outfit, it's fine. The Wi-Fi is on. Let them watch TV on their phones, not on the TV. I'm telling you now, I need us to come through for ourselves, because once we are able and capable, it's never easy, but we are pouring out on empty cups, guys. I've seen it with myself. I know it's going on around me. I don't get to be this vocal about things and have a vibration if it's not happening out there. We are there for people that are never there. Say no, Khaywan. I'm not saying cut them out completely up until you figured out what you want with that relationship. We have sacrificed so much. We haven't received any results, and we feel like God is not present. But Mudimu utusa yo aitusa. We've never said, thank you, God, I'm capable of being there for all of them while nobody can be besides you. We never speak such kind words to ourselves. We don't. We actually thank God for matata. We're not identifying that we are thanking him for the strength, the ability, the knowledge to be able to survive or overcome. We are just, you cut off, my ear's not hearing. You guys cut off your ears so other people can hear properly, by the way. You do. You realize later that, oh no, flip, I'm losing my hearing. And you are able to get the hearing aid. Still with your ear, they choose not to actually listen. Analytically from now on about how we are giving ourselves off. Yes, to children, we cannot be analytical. I mean to basic adults that we are interacting with. Please. Ditori, so be good to yourself, Oswaka, because if you are, I know that you will be good to others. If this some way somehow triggered something, write a letter to yourself. If you can't speak about it, read that letter. Reflect on what you think about you. Before KG, I'll tell you when I can hear. Makupe.
You know, when you said that, and she knows what exactly I'm talking about. She said to me the other day, you mentioned something about we feel like in that dimi or something, and she's been on that tip. We had a very long conversation the other day, and that's what she said to me. So that's what I'm saying to her. Is she listening to you? It's not that mudima hawuki, you know. Yeah, no, she's very sarcastic. This one, she must come back. I'll tell you when I can.
I'm one. We hide behind it, and we are able to get away with a lot, especially when people can't get us. It's got a thing. It's got a thing. But
also what we do is we joke about stuff so we don't have to feel. We don't, you know.
What's her star sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Ikira Maku.
Leo or Virgo. I think Virgo, Leo.
When is her birthday? I'll tell
you. September. She's a Virgo.
Karikayo.
Beginning of September. Makupe, when is your birthday? Beginning of September. She's a Virgo.
No, yeah, she's a Virgo. She's definitely a Virgo. Nonchalant people, I know, I'm close to one. The emotions matter when they blow up, never during the course of the blow up or the bomb being established. You need to take extra care of her. Geminis are almost like us Aquarians. It's just that I'm future orientated more than anything. I'm expecting good ahead. So whatever's happening now is expected to contribute to what's coming ahead. I was born under that time frame. That is why I'm able to speak like this, because when I'm become realistic, it's an aggressive adventure. She does need somebody like you, the yin and yang. You need to be the good and the bad side for her, because Virgos are nonchalant people. They just want results. They're results driven. They put an effort in anything. They want it to come back tenfold. Whether they see it or not, it feels good to them. They never check on themselves. So it's a good thing that you're there for her. Free compliment. It is definitely a good thing that you're there for them.
Me. Yeah, no, she always wants results. And I always say to her that Like I feel like sometimes she's too hard on herself. Like she's doing well. You know, I'm on a move when Sabrina, I'm on a move where I am literally just celebrating the smallest things right now. Like the smallest thing for me is a win right now, you know? And she's doing so well. Makupe decided to move out of Norway and she stays in a beautiful house by herself. She gets stuff done for herself by herself. Literally everything is on her, and everything and anything for her is on her. But I don't think she realizes that. Like other people, you could be staying. Like I said to her the other day, we were speaking about our jobs and how frustrated we were and everything. And trust me to get up and quit my job. Trust me. And then she was just like, no, but at least when and I was like, you know what? But you can't. You are comparing two things. I still stay under my mother's roof, so that's why I can do that. I can stretch a hand if I can pay for Timuluko's school fees or transport. There's baby daddy. Why you think? Yeah, you know, I can stretch my hands. I've got I don't know if you know a story about my sisters, but I know I used to share stories about my sisters a lot. I've got about 5 older sisters and I'm the youngest, and they are all working and married, and I can stretch. And this is why even now with my baby, I do not even feel yes, I still felt the hardness of it, but it was not maybe as hard as Nano's or as hard as yours, because I had my mother and 4 sisters who said, I'm available this weekend, bring him. Omung will say, can you drive to Pretoria? Say, like half of the time I didn't have my child.
The
Even
break
now
that I'm talking about, it's because they knew. They knew, my baby. You're the last one. And with the separation, they knew. They knew you needed space. You are still young to them. They had hoped, okay, maybe she'll have time to fix things because that's how old people operate. Or maybe she'll meet a suitor while she's still young. Ronat will make sure that's how our families are.
Sabrina, you do know that at some point, not last year, but just after I broke up with baby daddy, a couple of months down the line, because I'm a person on Nankuntung Vele, it was worse after I had my baby. I was not doing any.
Subs, are you still there? I think it's your network. It's your network. Baby, uthi nawo njalo.
It's so bad.
Virgos. Here you go. You back.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's funny because it was fun on my side. So the one Saturday when my mom took Mwana and said, get up, bath, get it in your car and go out. My mom was just like, go out, put yourself out there. And she was like, Mwana, go put yourself out there and find a companion. And she was like, you are such a great person. I don't have to tell you this. You know yourself. And she was just like, you can find a person. You don't even have to find a person now. But all I'm saying is just get out of my house. You don't even. Yeah, I told them you're a Virgo, Makupe. And she was just like, just get out of my house, you know? So now what I was saying is, I think she downlooks at a lot of things, not realizing that she doesn't have like 55 hands, unlike Usabs would have, or unlike Sabrina, you understand? So she does a lot. She does everything for herself on herself. And she doesn't realize that she is actually a superhero. She doesn't celebrate her smallest wins.
Yeah, she sees it as a responsibility.
Yeah,
Wow.
she wants to see a very big fat win and then celebrate, you know. But let me tell you, Makupe does a lot. It's just that, like I'm saying, she wants to see like big wins before she can celebrate, but she actually has a lot going on.
How long has the house been there, by the way?
How long has
the house? She's been staying alone.
8 months.
8 months
8 months.
now.
You
Because
still
she
are allowed
moved.
to receive bottles of wine. So we must be sending you wine. It's an achievement for Motwamme. Some people say that a woman can only have their own property when they're married or they have children.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
exactly.
I must get you. I don't care if you wine ya 50 rand. Mr. Delivery tla itlisa kwa gago gore ya display or ya nwewa. I don't care. You deserve that compliment.
She does.
You
She
have a
does.
girl
Definitely.
that hasn't accumulated beyond the piece that you chose. The only thing that, in my opinion, if I were to judge you, in that was you wanted space. You know, you wanted space. So Kibita space. And space is space and peace. Right? That's I make up words. You will get used to me. Patong something nation or what. I make up words to conclude one thing. Big things that are very good for, so your space made sense to you. Your space is, yeah, ke a bona ko gae mara ga ke ipatle ko gone yaanong, and ko not saying ko ka re o latlhela matsogo, no, ke batla go gola, ke batla go ikaga, but I want to do it in my own space and I want my peace. I don't want it compromised. Yes, nka nna ko roomong, but ha ke bula lebati, I still have to deal with a lot. And you chose not to. Maybe it's not a lot. It's genuinely what you wanted. You probably felt before a certain, you have goals and you want them to materialize. Like I said, you're a goal different, like orientated person. I'm very spiritual, guys. I'm a gifted young lady. The Sabrina thing is not only there just to, it's a reality. I don't practice like most people do, because I've always said this. For me to be broken down to the last piece of me to become a healer, I don't think I would be a healer. But I'm on a journey and space of healing, and I want to share healing with others. That's how God designed. And people say, oh, so does that qualify you of being a self-initiated? No, that's how God designed my gift. You cannot describe it. You cannot define it. It is how it is. I work on your energy. I work on your speech. I work on being around you. I can be around you and pull you aside and say, can we talk about 1, 2, 3, 4? Of course, you will be so shocked that when you know how does she know this? I am that. You won't see it with beads. You won't hear it with, oh, no. But it's there.
Sabrina, ke itse thomang ko fatshe a ka luka alani phansi ngizokwazi ukufakaza.
Mamela ke siqale phansi. Mamela
Hawu
siqale phansi.
jiki
I want to.
I was minding my own business, now kukhulunywa ngami manje. Hayibo.
Yeah, we want you to embrace yourself. We don't do it.
There's no time, guys. I think this year was the aim was to celebrate the wins, you know, the small wins. And I do think that I want to be more deliberate about that. It's just that when I feel like, okay, now I'm going to celebrate this, hey, curveball, and like maybe mama will go to hospital or and this is what I was saying earlier, Jorge. I feel like when you are a single woman in your family, everybody believes that you are theirs, and a lot of things fall on you, a lot of responsibilities fall on you, and it's almost like you belong to everyone but you don't belong to anyone. So it is tough, but I am more deliberate about celebrating myself, about complimenting myself. Sometimes I'll like catch myself in the mirror and be like, girl, this is you, you know? I know today, we are baba, you know? And I also celebrate myself and thank myself by surrounding myself with certain kinds of people that when I do fail in celebrating myself, I know they'll sort of remind me or they will celebrate me. I've made a conscious decision to cut certain people off. I know that it was very difficult in the beginning.
Cut. Sabrina.
Hey?
Sabrina. And she means, did you hear that cut?
It was cut short.
It was difficult. It was very difficult. Sabelo knows that I make excuses for people. I give people chances.
Did you have mimosa for a weekend after you did that? Mimosa in the comfort of your home.
Yo,
You know how many times she forgave before she can actually cut. And
yeah.
you know, by the time she cuts, we can't even celebrate because we're like, oh, hi, finally. Hi.
No, I give people chances, shame. Because
No, I'm also
I
like that,
make
but I
excuses for people.
know it must be that cookie.
Yeah. Gore
I don't
Sabrina
want
she
us to
madir
be
ka bomo. Oh, so, you know. It's tough, but this time I made a very big cut, and it was for my, and I can already feel kimuluga, you know. So that's how I have chosen to celebrate myself this year. I know gore, sometimes I don't know if it's a Virgo thing or if it's a me thing or if it's a what. Vele, I want these big momentous grandeur things. It's very difficult to
Definitely
celebrate
Virgo.
small
Kagiso,
things.
yeah, no. Definitely Virgo. My closest cousin, right? Her husband is a Virgo. She's an Aquarian. We literally a day apart. Kagiso will call today, get Thursday, say, baby, yo, Kasanaki Women's Day, ke pro kune. That's the call. I'll be there, right? Tomorrow, he would have sent 3,000. We saw opruk. We know how opruk, like 0 miscard, right? He will send 3,000 and he'll say it's either ke tlo lo fumana pele le se le qetile la pareng hantle or what. Go tla nwa ntho tse di expensive or what? Because that makes you feel good, my Virgo. And he asked me for help. I gave him a 10-day challenge, but the 10 days was not straight 10 days. It was 5 days of being alone, self-introspection, something that everybody fears. I believe in writing because it's a reflection of how you feel. Like you're meant to do that. And I said, each day you're going to write a word and write something about that word. Got your feelings down. I did that for 5 days. And then the Saturday, we would meet, we would talk, how are you feeling? How was the theme? And he'd say, no, Kesha. The Sunday we would have a ritual where he burns. And I said, tell everything that you wrote, how much you want it gone from you, how much you're willing and you're open to have things that need to change to come unto you, right? I let 5 days pass again in between for you to understand what you let go, because everything has a memory. That's why we get triggers. Then that other 5 days, the assignment was each day find a word that you use a lot, or wake up and have a word in your mind, write something about it, write something to yourself. And the same happened. The Saturday, we would meet and talk about it, but instead of fire, now we are watering because we are planting seeds, right? We are planting seeds. Now you're going to take water and pour water over all these words that you have actually written. You can choose if you want it to flow on a river, whether it's a sewer, because what water does is it carries things through, it cleanses. But should a tide come when you're in a position of water, it is the weight that you carry that will have the conclusion of where you will go or land. But you can never be in water and be in one destination.
Dipulelo, did you catch that? Did you? I feel like that was meant for Dipulelo to hear. I also want to say to her that, because she typed and said she recently just moved back home from Cape Town to start from zero. And I want to say to you, sometimes when such things happen, we don't realize they are a blessing in disguise. This could be a beginning. When you are thinking you are starting from zero, but it could be a beginning of greater things. And what's the best place to be when you start experiencing greater things in life or being in a better space is being with people that you love or people that love you. And home is exactly that. And maybe God did that on purpose. Maybe God did whatever that happened in Cape Town or made you feel you can't take it anymore, so that you could move back home, so that he can start giving you your gift, Mara, for you to enjoy that gift, you need to be around people that will love you, people that know you, and people that will celebrate you. Because also, the one thing that we don't realize is there are friends like Sabrina that you will meet in such platforms, and you know that Sabrina, Noms, Nano are genuine people. But there are friends that you will meet in life just because you now in a certain state or certain level or certain stage in life. You know how a person will say, hi, hello, Atumowena, and then they start talking to whatever. And then you mentioned to them, no, actually, Sabrina, my friend, is an advocate. And then only then now they start giving you attention, because and decided how they should speak to you, how much respect they should give you, and all of that. So I'm going to say to you, pray and pray about the space that you are currently in my woman to woman this week on Monday. I spoke about how we as women don't realize that we are such spiritual people, or sometimes we forget about that part and we sideline it. But Tina Singama, prayer warrior. So please pray about this current space that you are in. Tell God what you want. Tell God your dreams. Tell God your wants. Tell God what your heart is yearning. I know Ukoketo will say, "Hi Marawatsiba, my prayer is still the same." Don't be Koketo. Please help me. No, when you are fed up, you are fed up. When you are fed up, you are fed up. But I just want her to be deliberate about things, and she must take this as, my child's name is Timologo. Take this as Timologo of greater things, of amazing moments and love and peace and every possible positive vibe that can be in your life. Pray about it, my darling. Guys, now I'm ready to go.
Before Utamaya Sabelo, ke kopa gore ke understandise dipolelo something. Gore nna, like, the relationship that I have with God and my ancestors. Ke gore ke a ba omanya. Yes. Ke a tjho sometimes gore a bona nna, if the roles were reversed, buba ngukuyenzi so. Yabona le uyenzayo manje angi-understand. Wa ba omanya sometimes gore awuna ditlhong, babes.
You have
Never.
to.
Never.
You have
Not
to.
me.
Yeah, you need to tell them, I'm not about to be weak when you guys know you're not.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, guys.
You have to, my angels, because you need to understand something. We are working with ancient people. Your ancestors don't understand TikTok. They don't. They were not designed around it. So there's certain things that they left as a norm, but you have the power. You were chosen to have the power to change that. You are allowed to actually deliver the manifesto and then ask for strength to be strengthened to carry it through. They don't question you. They have faith in you. You're chosen. Dipulelo, I hope you are here and you're listening, because I don't see her typing now. I hope she's listening. But whether she will scream, I see she's here. Whether she will scream or whether she will shout or whether she will, but all I'm saying is, in her screaming, in her shouting, in her crying, in her pouring herself out, she needs to be deliberate and be specific with what she wants currently in her life. I would say that if she believes in them, right now in where she, because it's God that put you where you are right now. Tell him, you have put me here, and this now is what I want, and I also need the strength and the courage to face every test that you Give me my oh guys, this song, I don't know why I listen to it, but it gets me emotional every time. But I tell you, every single time after listening to the song, I'm just like, man, mamela mperekise. I am testing you, God, to berekisa me. I'm ready. Yolanda Adams, listen to that song and listen.
Are you sure you're not my mom's daughter? Just like Dipolelo.
You must listen to Yolanda Adams.
To conclude, yeah. Oh, you muted. Dipolelo, this is my daily devotion today, ne? I have a daily devotion that I picked up on Saturday that I bought myself literally 7 years ago. Then my mom kept it, and then she said to me, but I think she had felt that I wasn't okay. It's a 1-minute devotions for women by Carolyn Larson. I had gotten this called Kum books. I've always loved Kum books, whether I go to church or not. Kum books has this thing of feeding me something. So guess what today's devotion says, right? It's a scripture from Lamentations 3, verse 22 to 23. Listen to this part. The title says, Second Chances. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. For his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Now, I'm not knowing, right? I'm not knowing where you are spiritual. But when I read this, right, Carolyn has a reflection of what she writes. She's not preaching to us. This is what she says. I can't type everything. I'll type the scripture so that you can also filter it down to how you're feeling about life right now. Carolyn Larson says, so you messed up big time. You wake up filled with regret and guilt. You feel so bad that you don't even want to face God. How can you keep asking him to forgive you for the same sins you have confessed over and over, determined never to commit again? But before you knew it, you did him, or you did them again. How? Simple answer, he loves you. As far as he is concerned, every day is a second chance for you, because his compassion is new every day. Wow. Since God loves you that much, you can certainly trust him to stick with you every single day. So, whenever I read this devotions, or whenever I used to be frustrated. Not every year, give the same thing over and over again. It's been 6 to 7 years since I touched this. Funny that today I'm opening it and I'm speaking to somebody that needs it. Sometimes the journeys that we undergo, we are meant for. You mentioned, Horo, you had thought that you failed, but this is a beginning of anything. No. When I read that statement, you are admitting that you had failed. You just didn't know any better. You didn't know that you would be in this position. It's a good thing that it is a new beginning for you. A new beginning meaning consciousness that you're tapping into. We cannot hide further from what we have done. We are not perfect. We were not born perfect. But the reason why the word perfect exists in my capacity, Sabrina, or rather Cecilia Kifilomolo, because I'm in my zone, it is because the craving of creating perfection is real. The possibility of creating perfection is there. But it is what we use for that to exist and how we define it that can call it into existence. Don't give up. Draw the right strength for the visions to still happen. Probably hang out with Makube. She'll tell you why that decision was made abruptly. We need to learn from one another. We need to influence one another. More things that we can see materialized. And when we are hearing someone talk about it, they're not telling us the story of a company. They're telling us the story of decisions they've made out of their own company. Their own company. Makube just woke up one day. Decided a whole house, miscut. A whole place of my own. I don't need nobody. If I face trouble, mama's in hospital, I'll be there. But I want the peace that comes with my space after that. That's an achievement. Perhaps in the midst of whatever that you did not achieve that makes you feel like you failed, you need to get the right strength, and home is that place. Back to square one doesn't mean it's a fail.
back to square one is I've missed the steps. I'd rather go back and redo the route, but be rerouted correctly. We should very soon. The hike a month and they are Augusting. I love food, so we need to organize that. Be together, laugh at each other, hear our laughters echoing to the sky. Dream about it when we come back. Experience something and not look into a life, but actually hear. You know, when you organized,
I see
everybody.
a Pitor. We're not going to Pretoria, guys. Rutlwile ka Pitor. Again, is in this side.
Sabrina stays in the west. Sis Nano, where do you stay?
I'm here in Soweto.
Oh, yeah, but we can actually meet at my house. My house is the middle. You are Kunoni, Naki Kokatla Honko Spreti, Sabrina Kagiso, Sis Nano, Use, Soweto. Astipulelo is home. That Arboning Astipulelo is home.
Where's home, Pauline?
Bonko sufuna nebafazi nkokhetho obole muthu wa gauthu
na ontina
nkosi baba sicela ukuthi usiphi space
uthile ga motho wa gage a tla fo godimo fa he motho wa igatela o
yo asipulelo sizinpulukwane yo
Dipulelo, rest assured you might need your space right now. We'll do that. We'll meet up. Maybe we might just come up with a road trip and visit for a day and come back the following day. We might.
Go town, go Polokwane or
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Guys, it was not a coincidence. I always say to Koketo that I don't believe in coincidence. God is very intentional. So for the fact that we are here now in this conversation, it's not a coincidence. The same God that made us to have this conversation is the same God who will make it possible for us to meet even those who are in Polokwane, guys.
Mamela mo uri nna ke rata go hosta. When who did I host?
It's not important. Guys, I'm ready to leave. I love you guys.
Yeah, that baby's killing. You know, Mponyani feeling that you were when you were hosting and there was wine and whatnot.
Yeah.
Kitso ko sabzi. Sabelo kyole.
Like I like hosting because it's better than going to a restaurant, guys. It's so expensive.
Yeah, I know we all could bring something.
Yeah.
We could all bring something.
Yeah, and it's us pinda at home, you know. Go restaurant thing, one plate.
I can host decide on a menu, contribute. I don't mind cooking. I love cooking. I will do the cooking.
Makupe doesn't mind cooking also.
Makupe doesn't mind cooking.
I don't know if break you are a host. I'm a sabelo
volunteer matsogo a batho.
No, I can host and then nalita ka matsogo. Guys, now I can host you. We can like honestly jokes aside. Rika decide on a weekend. It needs to be on a weekend, definitely. And then we can work on a menu, and then now I can host you guys. I don't mind, not at all. We can start our own women's league, working WhatsApp group chat,
It has started, guys.
I'm taking
society.
I go to retire the good vibes. Yeah, retire mekgwa, retire changes, retire courage.
He's taking minutes. Amadoda awezilana. Sifuna ukukhuluma ngani in peace. Ngoba masikhuluma la ningena ku panel nisitshela intsomi. Yo.
Wait, let's start it out, guys. Wait. As excited as I am, memory went. Nano is hosting, I think, the last Saturday of the month. Maybe we should meet up there.
Last Saturday of this month.
The 25 or 24, I think, yeah, for a hike.
Okay. Mara kuzabe kunamadoda mos.
We can do it as a start, Makupe.
Yeah. Yeah, we can plan properly in person.
I think I remember you said
Masisibonana
us about
kuntong
it.
ya nano.
Yeah, it's on the 20th.
Okay, let's all mute and asna no abuwe gore ke eng byang and how do we get in touch?
Okay, so you can get in touch with me by getting my details on one of the flyers that I have on my profile. My DMs do not work, so please get my number there. What else do I have to say? I'm hosting on the 25th of August 2024 at Cradle Moon Lake side. We'll be hiking from 6 until 2. There's a whole itinerary for us to have a full day and have the intimacy that we deserve for that day. And when I say intimacy, I give we get into the intimacy where it's a heart-to-heart conversation where we get to know each other and just, break bread together.
I am sold. Makupe, you'll have to come and sleep over here by me because I'm closer to Cradle than you are.
I was closer to everything, wena.
I am closer to Cradle than you are. Guys, Binoni is closer to Ing. Binoni.
I'll see.
Sabrina.
Sure.
Actually, you are closer to Pumpkin.
Closer.
Pumpkin, Oko with Bank. You are closer to Pumpkin. Ukompumalanga wena basically.
Oh, ngaze ngimncane.
Okay, you'll drive yourself there. It's fine, you'll drive yourself.
I'll come because you know I don't like driving nowhere.
Yeah, no.
So I'm gonna park my car at your place.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. It's fine. I was not no born.
So I always have to stick by my decision. But anyway, it's fine.
Guys, before you guys leave, I want to do something nice and intimate for my sister. She's turning 21, but I don't know what to do because yeah. For Jeanette, daughter 21, Kadi 11.
The 11th of August. That's
so I was
Sunday,
thinking, yes, I was thinking of Yona. I was thinking of like something like a ritual-ish thing. It's her writing things down and we burn them and we talk about those things of her letting go of the past and what we can do moving forward.
I can see you guys crying.
Yes, I was about to say that it is perfect. And then have your mom and
no, my mom passed on. It's just me and she's my sister. We don't have the same mother.
Okay.
Yeah. But they in Pumalanga, so I don't think they can come now.
Which male figure is she exposed to? That
is disaster.
You know when you turn 21, you and Big Sis gave her pointers. 3 pointers acknowledgement.
Unfortunately, Sabrina, on her side of the family, she has a male figure that can build her in that way.
Okay, which is good. I like that. So, in your circle, I like that. The angle was sentimental because of the relation. But if it doesn't exist, we can always create it, by the way.
Okay, I'll think of someone.
Okay. Your husband could be.
Why Bonanzala?
Cape Town, guys.
He must fly on Saturday. He must fly.
Do you trust Bonginkosi to do right? I don't trust Bonginkosi.
Ay, Bonginkosi ke a mo tshepa. O tlo bolela dilo tse nang le sense.
Oh, my poor
Leroy.
Leroy, no.
Ah.
Yeah, guys, there's something you want to
Kanti wanifuna ukusikhulumisa kakhulu nina.
And then have you invited the friends yet and their moms?
I just invited my other little cousin. You know, guys, my paternal family is a very scattered family, and kinto of inheriting the beef tsa batho ba bagolo, you know it. So we tried. I personally tried gore ke re tlogele ditaba tsa batho ba bagolo, and then like 1 or 2 cousins indulged me. Everybody else chose to simmer in the beef. So I just focus on those that are accepting of that.
Yeah.
So I just decided to focus on those that are interested. If you're not interested, then it's fine. When you are ready, you'll come. If not, right, we'll continue go kopana ko mafung le ko manyalong, you know.
Oh, we can plan Chinyana for her. What did you have in mind?
What did you have in mind? I'm on leave, so hey.
You can do it at your house, actually, Koki. And
yeah.
just say, I man, I know she would love to come.
Yes.
Just say, no, what are you doing on a birthday? Come, what is or you can just say, Usabe Lukona, so she can laugh at my nonsense. So that when she sees my car, she's not,
surprised. Yeah.
And to say, Usabe, come through. And then
we had already decided, because she was like, no, it's fine, she'll come, because I said I'll bake her a cake, and she's like, sold. So she's coming for the cake that I'm baking her, and she's like, no, we'll just buy maybe a bottle and just chill. But I wanted it to have more than just that. And Sabelo, I don't like this thing of us just coming together, and it's chai.
Yeah.
I want us to meet and take something from that experience, So
Sabrina, you are invited.
Mang?
Sabrina, you are invited.
I'm already thinking, because I don't have plans, Gausani. I'll still be moping in the house as I've been recovering or what. It's Friday. Okay.
So who else? So Gogi, try and think of try and make a list. I only say you make a list. Like literally write down.
Right? You're in Pinoni.
I'm in Pinoni next to Boxback.
I can commute, because me and driving are not on that WhatsApp group, right? I can commute. Are you near the train station? Go Rothschild.
Yeah, Rotsfield.
It's not a big deal, right? But we'll talk about it offline and see what can be arranged. I don't know. I'll even buy, the gifty guys. I'm such a conventional lady.
I'm thinking of food. Do you know how the conversations that come around food?
And the way ungakwazi ukupheka ngakhona.
Akunandaba ngizathenga. Like you can when okay, it's like a hot warming and okay, never mind. I'm recording this live. We'll speak about it.
Yeah,
okay.
Sabrina, you must DM me your numbers so we can speak about it.
Yeah.
Bonkosi hamba.
KG Ravaya.
Bye. Have a lovely day forward.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
What are you making, Sabrina?
Never again.
I'm thinking of just a mild chicken stew, but I want something hot. Nikile dumpling, so I'm not going to do that anymore because I got rice.
When Sabrina, you've been eating ever since the live started. K9, you've been chewing. And that is good to thank you so much. Bye.
Let's talk offline. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.